People smash the like button like I smashed this shot. One goal wonder, lad. Arsenal shout me. I know Zinchenko's playing left back and that, but he's not doing them thing there. Chill out.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on.
There's always just that active red line. Defenders, I think, like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian.
Come on in, people. Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time, whether you're locked in on Twitch and YouTube, or YouTube, better yet. Twitch gang, what's up? YouTube, please make sure we hit the like button. We clear 200 likes, we get into the transfer news. Before all of that, I hope last week was great for you lot. I hope you all had a great weekend. Definitely my Arsenal fans. We dealt with them boys, you know, on the other side of London. So it was a fantastic weekend. I hope this week is filled with, you know, positivity in terms of your health and your loved ones, in terms of your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. As usual, appreciative to all the support you lot give me across all the content I do. Twitch gang, we're playing Football Manager at 4:30. Sorry, people, let me move over. I'm feeling a bit lopsided. So, yeah, I see Edu's giving an interview or a number of interviews, and I do think there's been more of a... Listen, the club... And you wouldn't want them. The club are never going to be fully transparent with the fans and tell them everything they're going to do in it. But I do think maybe so much the start of the summer where we was looking to get things done early. I think Edu was at the forefront of a lot of media campaigns, and you're seeing him talk on Sky Sports, on Football.London, on The Athletic. I think there's been a conscious effort to have a bit more transparency, because last season, if I remember Edu's comments, you know, where he said we have no targets, many people that understand football know that there literally is targets at Arsenal. No one's going to have no targets. But when you leave that air of uncertainty, you can't... Ignorance is bliss. It is bliss, sorry. You can't expect people who don't know certain things to not assume stuff. So I do think there's been more of an effort to have him talking, having transparency. And I would say Arteta and Edu, when you read between the lines in the press conferences and things, not that I'm any detective, but they're very specific on outgoings, on incomings. They're not saying names, of course. I know Edu's spoken about Rafinha today, but they're very specific, and I feel that's what the club want, the fans want to see. I think the fans on the pitch, we just want to be competitive, you know, and have faith in our team. We'd all love to be guaranteed trophies and stuff, but that's not football. And you just want transparency, especially when, you know, Edu's new to his role, Arteta's new to his role, Vinay's fairly new to his role, Mertesacker and Jack Wilshere, in the scheme of things at academy level now, are new to their roles. You want to see what's going on, really, really and truly. So, yeah, people, let me boost this pillow up to my back. Pause. So it is what it is. DG chose violence early. Nah, man, nah. Never chose violence, my guy. Let me put the fan on again. I'm kind of tired, man. Big up to you lot that was part of the stream yesterday, man. We did a late one, really and truly. Wanted us to sign DeMarco, but that was before Zinchenko signing. Really happy with him still. Smash the like button as you enter. Leave a like before the stream starts. Reeks, South London's finest. Graham, Samuel, appreciative to you lot and everybody else tuned in. CS, of course, we're live. Normal guy, appreciate the Americans tuned in, you know, early morning. Deep it, Barca are violating Chelsea. I can't lie, Barca are doing the Lord's work, really and truly. You want Conde? Nope. You want Rafinha? Nope. But, you know, Chelsea must be peed off. And then we further added salt to the wounds. Morning, broski. Righty. Edu redemption arc is brazy. I mean, to be fair to you, I think we were harsh on Edu, but we can only talk about what we see, and it's a results-driven business. And I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I don't think we've addressed all the areas, but this season, I think you're doing all right. Again, I'm not expecting all incomings, all outgoings and things to happen, people. But with this summer, you wanted to see significant additions. Okay, Gabriel Jesus, we've got a striker. Zinchenko can be used in midfield as well as left back. Ben White's probably going to have to do the job at right back. You would like another right back. You want centre mid address. Okay, cool. We never got Rafinha, and I'm not one to praise Arsenal for trying to sign players. You know, you tried for Rafinha, you tried for Vlahovic, didn't happen. But, you know, Rafinha was kind of out of our control. We put the money down. Chelsea got involved. The man's priority was Barca. I do like the intention. I do like the backup plans. You know, if Cody Gakpo, yeah, it is underwhelming when you go from some of the names we've been linked. And I don't know if he's ready to impact Arsenal right now. But if you have done your due diligence and your scouting and things like that, then I expect him to be a success similar to Zinchenko and Jesus, because you know them and everything else, really. we need to make some significant outgoings. That's why probably this week the transfer rumors will probably lean towards that. We need to bring certain players in. We need to deal with some loans, and we need to get some new contracts tied down where Saliba, Saka, and Martinelli in particular are concerned. So there's a lot to do, but redemption, results-driven business, really. If players play poor, then actually you're going to ask questions. If they start playing well, you leave them alone. Same with the transfer men and whatnot, because we only see the people at the forefront. We don't see the hours that they're putting in. Obviously, when that all or nothing doc comes out, if I'm Arsenal, logically, it's a chance to show the human side of the players, a chance to show what you don't see from Edu, Arteta, and those above, so that the club can, kind of get some brownie points from the fans. So I'm keen to see when that is released, what is said there. But yeah, man, we start as we mean to go on, really and truly. Edu opinions, let's call that timestamp. Edu opinions, Arsenal thoughts. We need Gakpo and Telemans. I'm not really convinced in Gakpo, but he's one of them that a year from now, I might say we missed the boat. If you've done your scouting, why not? He looks like one of them guys. If you send him Dortmund and them development clubs, he'll become lit. I do kind of want, because we're not going to buy a second striker, I do kind of want a winger that's going to kind of get you, and I use the term vaguely, double figures in the league, because then again, you give yourself, you've got Jesus, you've got Eddie, they can make up the difference. If both are injured or both out of form or both fail to do that, you need a bit of goal scorers, and I don't know if Gakpo's going to do that. If I'm Cody Gakpo, I'm not rejecting a move to the Premier League, but if I'm him, it's a World Cup year, a bit like we're never getting Bowen, but Bowen, I do think if Arsenal knocks on these players' doors, they'll consider it, but they also have to consider stability, staying at their football club. You're going to play at PSV and West Ham. You know how the manager works. Going into a World Cup year, that could make the difference between making the squad or not. Going on to Bowen, we know we ain't got a snowball's chance at Bowen. Firstly, because West Ham are trying to strengthen their team. They didn't get Broyard. They've obviously got Skamaka. They want him to score goals, Bowen to do what he's doing. And if they got Lingard, they would have been cooking. It's going to cost an arm and a leg for Bowen, more than Rafinha and all these other guys we're linked with, more than if he was to say, F it, let's try and buy Sane and that. So that one there's dead in the water, innit? And obviously, we're a couple of weeks before the season starts. So, the bulk of the planning for teams has been done. You're messing up other teams. They need to find replacements. So it is what it is, man. I would have loved Rafinha here, would have loved Paqueta, and, big up you lot that was here technically today, but early in the morning, we went over Edu's comments in relation to Paqueta. It was probably naive to expect us to sign him where there's no outgoings. And because I know he can play as a 10, we all know he can play on the right-hand side, but, he's probably a by trade, a 10/left-sided centre mid. And I won't say we're well stocked in that area, because you can always bring quality to the club and quality to the carpet, especially Brazilian ballers and Samba Dons. But you've got Fabio Vieira, you've got Odegaard, you've got Smith Rowe, technically Zinchenko. It is getting a bit overcrowded. And for me, if we're bringing in two positions, I want to see centre mid and right wing addressed. I would like a right back and I would like a centre back, but you're probably asking for everything. Top Blue, big up yourself. He does give you the vibes of being meaty. Wonder who the Dortmund player Edu was referring to. If it was a Kanji bullet dodge, trust me, man. Yo, DG, caught up with your late night stream this morning. The apple juice is full of sugar. Watch yourself. True, and diabetes runs in my family, so I need to be careful, man. Love for that, man, but I needed that, man. DG, Edu coming out and giving clarity was refreshing. Club has been keeping fans hanging in the past. Transparency with fans and club is positive. And again, you're right. You see a lot of clubs starting to do it. Before this season, no one knew Paqueta. Suddenly, he's the hottest thing since sliced bread. I'm not too sure that's actually true because, man, he's played for Brazil. I definitely knew he is. He played for AC Milan. It didn't work out. We wanted him in his days in Brazil. What club was it? Whatever team it was. And yeah, we've been watching Leon, so I'm not quite sure that is true. And he played well against PSG last season. But I do agree with Arsenal fans and football fans do this thing. Man, become experts and know everything about everyone. And he's the best thing since sliced bread, really. Edu's explanation of the Rafinha situation was so simple and made sense. Most these players these days choose when they want to go, where they want to go compared to in the past. Exactly. And to be fair, I know the whole Arsenal tried thing, and it would have been a dream to get Rafinha. But there's many times Arsenal diva and whatnot, like with this Telemans thing, historically Griezmann and all of these guys. But if you've put the money on the table, you've tried, then I'm not going to give you brownie points for trying necessarily, but you've done all you can. That happens. Just all that matters is you've got secondary options, because come the end of the window, as much as I like what's going on, I don't really care about pursuit of Rafinha, pursuit of this guy. I care about what you have. You know, if I play well in the game, but I don't win the game, then I might get sacked as a manager, or players might not play again. You know, we need to move away from that territory of trying. Trying is the minimum. It's a results-driven business. We need results in terms of outgoings, results in terms of incomings, you know, results on the football field. That's it. It's much like life. You might be a good worker at work, but if you're not doing the job, you might get sacked or you might not progress. There needs to be that element of ruthlessness. Keep your opinions, etc., coming. I do think Telemans, in terms of going forward, is an upgrade on Xhaka, but Xhaka's a bit more rugged than him and things like that. I do think he's a tiny bit better than Xhaka, but I don't think he's perfect. Pepe's major problem is his price tag and Saka. I think there's too much disrespect against Pepe, who has not been given enough regular minutes, similar to Eddie before given an opportunity. We need plan B, plan C options. Shout out Pack and K people. Appreciate you lot. Agreed, few people who's into proper football. Of course, New Paqueta, but the general fam, I doubt it. It's the thing that drives me mad about Arsenal fans. We gas everyone we're linked to. We do 100%. You're right, man. Only Arsenal fan I rate. I appreciate that, but come on, man. There's a lot of good ones, man. Don't listen to the net and the wallies that want to go viral and that, man. There's a lot of good Arsenal fans out there. We're nowhere near 200 likes, people. We're at 83, so we're gonna need a bit more energy than that. Come on, it's Monday morning, man. The week only gets easier from here, people. Raise it, man. As a wise man would really say. Man said wide man. That's how you know I want a winger at Arsenal Football Club, really. Gakpo looks a bit bandulu, but his way. I'd rather not bring in, if we're not 100%, and I mean, if we've scouted Gakpo to the extent we've been linked with him for months, I must admit we must know him better than he knows himself. So if you have identified his talent, identified how you can improve him, how he can impact us in the short, medium, and long term, you know, how you're going to improve him, is he going to be a winger or a striker, then fair play. But for me, I'm not really convinced. I'd rather not bring in anyone. And I know we need a right winger or a third choice striker if anything happens with Jesus and Eddie, but I don't want to bring in players for the sake of bringing in players. I mean, Pepe's done a lot of chattings, man. He's done a lot of chattings, but do we expect him to say anything different other than I'm working hard, etc., etc.? He can't say anything, you know. Again, Edu and Arteta have to be braced. Pepe and Arteta, sorry, have to be braced that in an ideal world, I'm sure the club would want to move on. I'm sure if Pepe's presented an opportunity to play on a regular basis, he would consider it, but you might have to stay for whatever reason. This Telemann saga sounds like the Maddison saga last summer. Can't see it happening. But it then came out that the club put out a smokescreen and oversold our interest in Maddison to kind of play a bit of games with Real Madrid over Odegaard. So I don't think it's quite like that. But I hear you with that. Hit the like button, people. 140 people and under. Come on, come correct, people. DS, get onto them. As a rival, I kind of appreciate Pepe for what he brings. If he gets his head right, it can bang. I hear that, and you're not wrong, but man are talking like he's 18, 19. Man's 27 now, same age as myself. Like, you're still young in the world, but footballing aspect, a lot of these things, you know, should we play him up front? Should we do this? Should we do that? We're kind of where we're at now, you know. To a degree, you can always improve and the penny can always drop. And with Pepe, I think it's more mentality-wise than ability. The man's probably, in terms of ability, he's up there in Arsenal squad. It's just all the other things that come into it. And for me, I think it's not necessarily how he can, because Pepe could be terrible but amazing. I think it's at your worst. You know, I think when you look at Saka at his worst, you might see a quiet day, but you'd still get a threat. Pepe is either going to be a madness or not really. There's no in between. So I think that's what goes against him, really and truly. Come on, man. Pepe is, you know, Pepe's, again, he gets a bit excited and his decision making is dead. But I mean, the man can score goals. He can take on his man. He is a danger from set pieces and dead ball scenarios. I don't think he's the worst of players. I think if you know, I do think you could use him in, I don't know where Arteta sees him, but he could be a rotation option. He could be used. He could be a somewhat weapon in that, you know, some days you're going to bring him off the bench and you might even lose the game because of him. Sometimes he might win you games and things. But away from that, you know, in terms of the consistency, the decision making, all these things, it's long now, really, you know, it's long now. Clearly Arteta's not worked with him, man. You know, it's dead, man. Exactly. It means they're dead 100%, man. You know, that's why I like Hudson today. Pepe has chances. He just hasn't banged. And let's be real, Pepe is an Arteta sign and he doesn't owe him nothing. Exactly. I just think he just gets his head muddled up, bro. Low-key not bothered if we get Telemans, would rather Milinkovic Savic. I mean, dream chasing, that's 70, 80 million woof really to Lazio. And I'm sure we're all pessimistic of anything we're linked with out of Italy anyways, people. 103 likes, we're moving. Pepe's time is up, I rate him, but he isn't making an impact when playing. And it's not good for your confidence, really. Pepe clearly is a confidence player. I would implore all of you lot to go on Google and type in Pepe's dad. When Pepe signed for this club, his dad said exactly the same things I was saying. And this is where we're at. Really, I do think Pepe's too hot and cold. I don't think he has a bad mentality, but I just think he's on a vibes thing. I don't think he's as ferocious as he could be. It can't be nice for a man when you know the manager don't rate you. You know you can't buy a game. There was times where Tavares is coming on out wide behind you, and I can't blame him. I think Arteta's made him a bit more all-rounded. He's less flash in the pan. He is a bit better defensively, but it is gonna play on your confidence if you know the manager don't really rate you like that. Like we looked around January. Pepe had an interview, and I think Pepe was very mature in that. I would like to play a lot more minutes, but at them times there we was winning, and you can't really be given opportunities if we've got a winning formula. I think Pepe's time's up, but I do think if we're not going to bring in a winger, you have to utilize him in the squad. Europa League Cup games, that's you option off the bench. Who knows? He might force his way into the team, and I do think some Arsenal fans have it both sides, because when we was linked with Rafinha and it seemed a bit realistic that we'd bring him in, fans were saying, "What happened to Saka? What happened to Saka?" These fans were saying at the start, in the season, that Saka needs to be rested, give Pepe an option. So you clearly advertise that we need a winger, but what's going on there? Train for Pepe's left the station. Amen. It's long now, bro. Pepe, Reece Nelson, Maitland-Niles, Bellerin, it's long now, bro. You lot can do all of that revival stuff. I'd love to be wrong, people, but it's long now, man. We're at where we're at. We just have to accept it ain't worked out. You could be a squad player. If not, move man on. Pepe just isn't good enough. Pepe does bring clinical finishing and start off. I trump what you said, DG. No point bringing in someone who won't compete with Saka. Yeah, or potentially take his spot. Exactly. A lot of players can do things, but the difference is how many times you do it. And Pepe does need he is one of them not weird players, but he is one of them players that needs a run to kind of get going. But you've got to earn that run, really. And only when Saka looked like he was on his last legs, am I ever going to advocate for Saka ahead of Pepe? I'm not going to lie. Martinelli's going to play ahead of Pepe for me as well, based on what I've been seeing. You could even argue if Eddie's form's not lit, Eddie might play off the left in Arteta's mind before Pepe, or Jesus might shift out there and Eddie starts through the middle. If Smith Rowe starts, Pepe ain't got a chance, really. You bring in another winger, it's even long, really. I think Pepe's only ahead of Reece Nelson in the thing, really. Nelson over Pepe at this point. Pepe showed us nothing this preseason, harsh, man. Is that an Arsenal shirt? It's a training thing, really. I can't remember when it come out. When I bought it, I just thought, let me put this on, man. He might make it in another league. That's good for him, man. Pepe can be a madness wherever. I try Pepe up front, mold him into a 9. I'm done with all of that, bro. Yo, winger, that's it, bro. Again, I look at when he played Smith Rowe in the semi-finals of the Europa League as a false 9. Pepe's done it before, Why didn't he do it then? He's clearly not convinced in Pepe. And obviously, when Pepe had his interview, he kind of spoke about the language barrier. So maybe there's rotation. And I think sometimes it comes to the intelligence. I'm not saying Pepe isn't, but clearly, if you forget Saka's ability and Pepe's ability, if you're a manager and you're on the sideline and you tell Saka to do something, who respectfully, I'm not saying Pepe isn't smart, but who is more likely to retain the information, especially a sentence. Pepe's not young, but especially just general with young players, your ability to retain information and do specifically what the manager wants you to do can make or break you. Smash the like buttons, people. You can clearly know the worst today. You could tell Saka to do something and he's going to do it. Pepe, you don't know, really. That's probably a thing that goes against him, man. If I'm completely honest. And just sometimes I just think Pepe's decision making should be a lot better at this age, man. If he was bought for 25, 30 million, it would have been lit, but we got Deluded. It is what it is. Would you be happy if only one more signing came through, DG? I mean, euphoria settings if you get Paqueta and all these guys, but I would say no. Man said you can't be a false 9 if you have a trampoline touch. Damn. My logic is just he's got good movement and he's clinical. I wouldn't say clinical, but I hear that. Ojarabal, bit Bandulu for me. I mean, Pepe should be going. I think if there was no AFCON in Jan, he probably would have went on loan in Jan. Maybe that's something. If you remove Pepe, start of his career in France late, and be honest, it does show. I mean, when we signed him, I was right about him, Maitland-Niles, and Lacazette, people. You know, I said this guy's he's wavy, but he's only been good for 18 months. It's not a that thing. It's not we're getting a talisman, a Mo Salah. It's not a that thing. People said I was negative. I said, no. Have you been watching the guy? He's only had real good 18 months. And again, type in Pepe's dad. When Pepe signed for this football club, you know, his dad said that he needs to really pattern up his mentality. I can't blame, man. He seems a cool guy in the changing room. Seems like a, you know, devout. You know, he's a cool guy. Devout Muslim, doesn't drink. Seems like a cool guy in the changing room. Takes everything in his stride. But he does seem like he's one of the. He's mandem. He's comfortable. He's vibes in. I don't see him as he's gonna go and look at his analytical stuff and whatnot. He just vibes in. The ability is there. He's in London. He's getting a lot of money. Got a lit wife. I can't begrudge the guy. Like, I can't begrudge the guy. But yeah, bro, you gotta watch out. When him and Lacazette said they used to be keepers, you've got to look out for them, man. Big up DG. How's everything in your city going? Cheers from the island of Florida. I can't say that, my guy Fernando. Big up yourself, but it's in Brazil. Brazil, chillo. Come on, my Brazilian ones. Hey, let's not talk too much. December 2022, no talking 6 times. We're doing big things. We're doing big things. Nelson has so much potential, we just can't sell him for peanuts. I mean, everyone's got potential, but some man need to go other places to flourish, really. And I would love Nelson to get a chance. I would love to get him a new contract and loan him out to protect any resale value, you know, because he ended the season strong. But we're kind of at where we're at. You know, I hope he's got to show Arteta 1-2 bits and pieces in pre-season, but on, you know, he's probably. I don't think anyone at Arsenal has convinced Arteta that you should be part of his plans. I don't think there's a single player that, in my head, that players that shouldn't be part of it that have changed his opinions. I don't necessarily, because he likes Reece Nelson. It's just there's more to it. I don't think Maitland has changed his opinions. I don't think Maitland definitely, because Arteta was shouting at you. Don't think Pepe's changed opinions. You know, on the best of days, not just Arteta. You know, when you go into pre-season, logically, you know, you're going to go into pre-season, whether you're on tour or whatever, with the players you want to make up the season. And obviously you want to bring players in. Man, I'm not just going to wake up in May, June, July and say, oh, let's get some planning for pre-season. You're doing that all through the season. Some of you play Football Manager. How many times are you scouting and looking at players in relation to the summer before your season started, even over? So I can't think anybody's changed. I do like Nelson, but it's a myth, bro. Scouting in the toilet, bro. Nelson going to be out here back in Lowski in the Digger D beef, bro. Lowski. Have you seen Lowski's video? I mean, man called him, what did he call him? Diggy Minaj or something like that. Lowski looked like he wanted to cry, but oh, he beat my baby mama. Like, damn, that's tough, damn. It's all mad. Who would be a shout for Partey competition? I mean, it's going to be El Nene and Lokonga. Draw whatever conclusions you want, really, my dude. It's not looking like it's anything other than that, really. You know, I would have loved to have done the Basuma thing. That's a myth. Musk can go around Brazil and scout a little number 6, man. Prem just spends money on anyone. And that's the thing. We spent 70-odd million on Pepe. Go again. You lot spent 100 million on Lukaku. You could spend it on a striker again. Spurs bought Ndombele. United have bought Pogba back. Nothing happened. I'm not saying that any of the clubs are to blame or there isn't reasons, but it's all about money. It's never really about coaching and improving. It's always, we spent money. It didn't work. Let's spend money again. Look at Everton. You know, even Arsenal, if spending money was all that you needed, we'd be back, really. We've been spending brands. So, yeah, man. Bowen's English tax will be mad. It'll be Fugazi, bro. Be Fugazi. And then once you, not that, again, for a variety of reasons we discussed, we're never getting Bowen, but it'll be Fugazi. And then you might as well try for Sane and do all them dream chasing things, really, if you're going to actually commit that funds. I do think Bowen is a guy we like. I do think logically, if we're looking for wingers, you know, Rafinha played Prem, been a talisman. Bowen, we've seen up close what he could do. You've got the development stage guys, the Pepes, the Noah Langs, the Cody Gakpos. You have the dream chasing in Rafinha. You need several targets in it. You know, you can keep scrolling through and then they don't sign for us, but we keep going in it. We just need that to be addressed. It's hella tough, man. Kante Link's probably dead, man. I'd rather Gakpo than Bowen. Lokonga is a 6 one day and an 8 another. Just sell this bum. Company finessed us. If we got Vardy and Kante that summer, would have been a different story, man. It would have, man. But we can only deal with the fact. Gnabry, it could be us, but you're playing Gnabry dream chase and Sander Nudo at Bayern Munich. Can get him at 35 though, potentially. 154 likes, people. Over 400 of you locked in. If you haven't hit the like button and subscribed, you're doing a disservice. Thank you very much for hitting the like button. Just under 50 likes, and we can look at the transfer news. If we get a top level centre mid and we can't say And we can't say it's not been a decent window because the quality Saliba brings improves the team a bit. I'm not including Saliba in any transfer things, even though he's returned from a loan. That's a myth. But you're right. If we get a decent centre mid to go with what we've brought in, then I don't think it's been, well, by Arsenal standards, it's been amazing. I don't think it's like, wow, we're title contenders or anything, but I don't think you can complain. I think you could want more, maybe. You could ask other things, but you're right in that regards. And I just feel fans need to be a bit realistic. We're not going to bring in everything, get rid of everything and whatnot. It's too much to do, especially because Arsenal seem to be rookies. Where our Edu will get me more brownie points for me, really, as much as I want signings, is outgoings, because I'm not going to lie, respectfully to Edu and the negotiating team, it seems like teams don't rate us, you know. United, again, they brought in some experienced executives. They got 13 million for Pereira. Fulham are acting over that for Leno, where really, you know, we're doing you a favor, Leno, in the best of ways. You should be able to grab 20 million for him. I think 15 is a fair price. You know, Torreira was taken around the houses, and there's other things going on, really. You know, again, if you know someone's a joke, man, you're going to play hardball. I'm not saying Edu isn't, so forgive me for my language, or is or isn't, but a part of me feels that's what kind of goes against us, on top of maybe not being the best negotiators, really. So we'll have to see. You know, I suspect this week will be more centered around outgoing. You know, Marie's been linked with Fenerbahce. Marie, you know, we could loan out Marie, just get a loan fee and deal with it next summer. The same logic with Pepe, potentially. A bit like, I think right back is an area that's going to be parked off till next year. We're going to give it a next 12, 18 months, see what But Norton Coffey's saying, see what Ben White does in that role, see what Cedric potentially can. Cedric's contracted until 2024. This should be his last season. Respect Yaya Regen, don't take my words for it. I can't lie, bro. Listen, I like Lokonga, but man can't look at it like, bro, companies helping the Icy Freeze and the Belgium countrymen and that, but Yaya Toure, myth. I hope so. But myth, you know, myth, bro, myth, bro. Yaya Toure, myth. Just show me you can be a competent 8 or 6 and do your thing. Lokonga is just scared and soft. Top Blue, where he weren't scared against you lot now, was he? When he was scoring a header, bloody hell, mate. You lot got sizzled 4-0. Don't come around here. We'll get you know. We crash you lot off in Orlando. We crash you lot off at the bridge. We might have crashed you lot off at the Emirates if you didn't buck us when we had COVID tax. And obviously, Pablo Maria, I can't lie, Top Blue. I don't know why I started attacking you. I just remembered you're a Chelsea fan, because I agree with it. Sometimes he looks over soft. And for me, that's where I think Lokonga might be all right. I'm not expecting him to be a wealthy in that, but it just looks like, you know, if you just get in check mentally, you know, just deal with what the Prem's about and just understand as a midfielder, I need less touches and that's it. Not going to lie, the Techers looks a bit rubbed, but when you're confident, you might see a different Lokonga, really. Lokonga, again, not that I know anything, but I want to see Lokonga show me something this season, or we need to loan that out and try break even. Lokonga is Guendouzi with IC free tax. No, he's not. Completely different player. I think Guendouzi, if Lokonga had Guendouzi's, if Lokonga had Guendouzi's mentality without the extremities, I think he'd be a success at Arsenal. I think Guendouzi's mentality was better. I think he showed for the ball a bit more. I think the mentality was the major thing. Now, I do think they're two different sorts of players. I think they more complement each other with each other. But yeah, man. Yeah, I miss Guendouzi, but it is what it is. Both mid-attack and clueless defending. I hear that. At least you're consistent in the draw routes. I hear that. Love for the super chat, my guy. Shout out the members. Pepe's last start in the Premier League was the 18th of October 2021. And remember, Eddie, my guy, was getting the subs minutes before him. I do think he could be slack at times like Ainsley Maitland-Niles. You're right, man. You're right. Still. You're right. Arsnax TV. Keep it up, my bro. Nice work, DG. Anthony, appreciate you lot. Pretend this is a DG Nation badge. Thank you, man. He's bare limited. That's the problem. No dribbling package and can't defend. I hear that. Ainsley has bolted up proper. No. Getting wedge in pre-season hype. It's a hype, man. It's a hype. Everyone's getting mad. I remember when Arsenal fans were capping like, Holding looks dense, you know. Let me say myth, man. I expect you to be in the gym a bit more, really, man. It is what it is. Big up you lot, man. Paqueta and Gakpo, that would be a great window. It'd be all right, but I don't see us getting both. Has the Max Aaron hype died? Why isn't Arsenal anyone going for him? Good backup to compete with Tommy Aspie. His stock's kind of falling a bit. I need to see a bit more, man. You know, a bit of a hype, really. Just a young brother playing for Norwich, innit? I think that's the hype. It's a hype, really. I'm not saying he's bad, but I mean, Max Aaron's has been about for time, really, and he was linked with Arsenal, United, Spurs, all them and there. surely he would have been bought by now. You know, Spencer's been on. I don't want to say Spencer's been on the scene 2 minutes, but in terms of the common fans, Spence was on the scene 2 minutes last season. Spurs have snapped him up. James Justin is there now. You know, the only one he's probably better than is Bellerin. In fact, I don't know between Bellerin and him. He's been lapped by bare right backs really. And I don't know. Norwich could never try zang anyone for Max Aarons because it's not a that thing anymore. But you never know really. Is it going to be more than they're prepared to pay? I don't know what's going on with him. Teams therefore don't rate us. The cutting contracts has messed up previous reputations. How many players do you see letting us go? Do you see us letting go and or on loan? I'm thinking around 5 at least. Well, I can't, you know, depending. I know Sevilla's been linked with Pepe, but there is a reality where he might just go on a dry loan. Tavares could go on a dry loan. Marie could go on a dry loan. Nelson, you'd probably have to move that on. But there's at least 3 dry loans really where you're just going to pick up fees. The 2024 contracts. So without talking about the youngsters, probably about 3, really. Maybe Marquinhos goes on. I don't know the plans for him, really. Could be anything. DG's work rate been nuts recently. Big up. Appreciate that. Can Brook Norton Coffey breakthrough like Reece James? I wouldn't say like Reece James because Reece James, for me at Wigan, look twice the player Brook is and is twice the player. I think where Brook would have to improve, I do think he's athletic. I do think he'd have to switch on a lot more defensively. I do think he'd need to get his head up and play passes. I do think his first touch and technical ability at this moment in time isn't of the required levels, really. And I don't think he's strong enough 1v1, but he's 18, turning 19. He's played 6 months on loan at Lincoln, and people are just hyping up little clips online. He's got a lot to work on. He does have potential. I'm not saying he's going to be Arsenal's first choice. You know, if you can become the next right back in our Trent or Reece James, that's great. If you could become a Tyreek Mitchell or Carl Walker-Peters, that's calm as well. You save you some bread. This is why I said the next 12, 18 months, I'm keen to see what he looks like around 1920. Cedric is contracted until 2024. We'd all like a right back brought into the club this summer, but probably not going to. That's probably one, as I said, Operation 2024 part that off. So I wouldn't say he could break through like Reece James. You know, he's still learning. For me, he should go on loan to the Championship or League One again. Probably even go back to Lincoln because you know how the gaffer works. And then progress really. But in terms of playing today, not really. I don't think the concentration levels are quite there. I do think he's a fantastic player, but a tad overrated, not in Arsenal's books or anything, but by fans. 500 of you locked in. We still ain't got 200 likes. What's going on, man? That team against Chelsea, in my opinion, was the best team we have at the moment. Who would be the player that would perfect the team? Put Telemans in for Xhaka. That would make the team top quality. Not sure on top quality, but it'd be a team where like, all right, cool. What else are we saying? I believe Telemans is already our player. I believe he's our player when I see man holding the shirt saying, I was like, oh, I was Arsenal fan my whole life. Thierry Henry this and that and the third, really. When I see all of them things there, then I'll believe, man. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. Keep your opinions coming. Shout out South London's finest. As he said, get the likes up, people. 400 plus watching. Unexpected high bills. If you don't subscribe on YouTube, we're eyeing up 50,000. And obviously on Twitch, we're trying to get to that 10K, man. Yaya was as strong as an ox. Trust Lokonga's a bit like Bambi on ice, man. Looks like a wounded zebra in the thingy, man. In the wild. And as you know, whether it's hyenas or lions, it's long, bro. You know, for me, it's just, Lokonga just looks like it was a culture shock. And I think the Brighton game, because I think Tomiyasu, that's when Tomiyasu actually clocked, all right, cool, this is what the Premier League's about. It's a different beast. And he went on. So, yeah, would take Lamptey over Aarons. Yeah, Pepe, man. Lamp, he's meaty, bro. He's meaty. Donny's an athlete, a man then praising Jim. I hear that exactly, bro. I can't be praising Jim, bro. Come on, but then again, Chelsea fans were hyping up Hudson today because he was wham and he went level 1. You thought he was lit. Allow it, bro. Respect. Tell Tuchel don't bring on them joke, man, against Arsenal. Top blue, I don't know, man. It's PTSD, man. I just see the fact that you're top blue and the fact that we beat Chelsea at the weekend. I got to keep taking shots. Frimpong hype, lol. I've seen Capri Suns last longer than Frimpong's time at Arsenal. He tried to bring in his cousin doing the rap thing. He clamped Nasri and then it was wrapped up, really. But he said he bucked up. Zinchenko said he bucked up with him. Is it Ufra or something? I don't know what that is. Big up DG, quality guy. Appreciate that. Would that team against Chelsea be your strongest 11 for the season? Maybe Telemans for Xhaka. I mean, the first half against Chelsea and the first half against Everton is as close to the strongest team it gets, with the exception of Smith Rowe, Tomiyasu, and Tierney not being able to state claims to be in that. So you're not far off. Man said Benteke, come on, you don't want good things. You should sign Dijon Sterling. Nah, I'm all right. Man said Ryan Fraser. Imagine. We need a good defensive midfielder. I mean, if I could, I would have brought in 2 8s and a 6, but I'm not Arsenal technical director and that. I take Telemans or Paqueta, but the real worry is if something happens to Partey, who steps in, Lokonga or El Nene, or maybe you have to try the system because none of them can do that. Maybe we just double down on being a bit more going forward, really. Marquinhos should go 23 till Jan and then see what he's saying. I think that, if he could go on loan to the right loan and get used to European football somewhere, I'd say yes with that. But you're right. I think my opinion, at least until January, I think he'll stay with the first team. I think he'll be on the bench a lot with obviously you being allowed bigger benches. He might get opportunities in the cup like the Europa League. He'll train with the first team and then we'll see what he's saying, really. And again, where Nelson, Pepe and Marquinhos, I don't expect much from Marquinhos, and there's not the biggest sample size to look at. They might be given opportunities if or not we bring in a right wing. No, I was actually deep in how rubbed Hudson-Odoi is yesterday. Shot that. Tomiyasu learnt the hard way at Old Trafford. You're capping because Saka had a good game. Sancho had a good game and Tomiyasu had a good game. But I hear it, G1. I hear it. What happened? Well, you know what Tavares did to you, man, at our place. It's too early for you. Like, come on, you said DG's works rate's lit, man. Let me just stop. I don't know what you're saying there, my guy, but don't know with Zinchenko. Hopefully, you're not saying nothing offensive. In Brazil, we put Street Smart in front and the boss guys in defense. You know what we do around them sides, Fernando, man. Brazicillo. Telemans over any other signing is a must simply because we lost Saka. Because if we lost Saka last season, but Partey stayed, we win enough games to get fourth. We need to score goals. Saka was a big part of that. Hopefully, I get you, though. Partey injury is inevitable, so let's get a proven replacement. That Xhaka passed to Jesus, though, what a ball. Trust Xhaka. You know how Xhaka gets against Chelsea. It's Xhakadinho. I know you all saw him chipping it over people's head and taking right-footed shots before Mendy spilt it. I really hope Mendy, Koulibaly, Sterling, I hope they will collapse Chelsea. It's a Dr. I'm telling you, it's a Dr. Martin. If you know, they're going to be frenemies at Chelsea. They're going to ruin Chelsea. Do you think this will be Xhaka's last season, DG? Yeah, and no, he's contracted until 2024. He'll be 29, would have been at Arsenal for a number of years. Maybe there comes a case to move on, but then again, you'll still only be 29, 30. The manager rates you. I can't imagine anything changes too much. If Arsenal do get Champions League, we've not got Champions League since you've been here. Maybe that's that. Now, honestly, if we got Champions League, that's where you might have to bring in 1-2 other guys, and it's further peak for Xhaka, but I don't know, man. Telemans coming in means little game time for Lokonga. Is it worth it? Of course it is, and I don't think it means that. If Lokonga forces his way into the team, that's that. In Lokonga's mind, he should be trying to take Thomas Partey's spot, really. They're two different profiles of midfielders, and yeah, it is worth it because when man start dropping like flies, we're in trouble. Shout out Harry. Bowen or Gakpo. Bowen will need no time to adapt. He knows the league, but he would have to adapt to the team. I think we'll be the most aggressive pressing team in the Premier League this season. I'm calling Arteta the press professor. Don't laugh, DG. Carl, I hear that, but City are there. Liverpool are there. I don't know. Ten Hag might make United a better pressing team. And if we can keep doing it, then we could be the third best. I don't know what Spurs are saying as well with Conte. Juventus are bidding for Firmino, and he's contracted for another year. Liverpool might say be gone. How long do you think we'll still benefit from that Henry juice? I don't know, my guy. Man said Dr. Man. So Dr. Martin, if you know, you know. I'm telling you, they're going to collapse that club from the inside, man. They're going to collapse that. Big shout out Davey from the South Bend, Indiana. Come on, I appreciate you tuning in. We did look good on Saturday, and I hope that momentum starts. I can't lie. I know Chelsea didn't trouble us, but I do think Chelsea could cook on the counter-attack next season. I know Chelsea fans don't want to hear that, but you look fairly dangerous on the counter-attack against a high line. But it didn't, you couldn't do anything. There's some bullies out there. You can't finesse Saliba, Gabriel, and them sort of guys, man. Save it for the under-8s and that. Hey, G1, I can't lie. If Marquinhos is this mystery winger, it's peak, man. It's peak. Every day a new transfer rumor, but we should move fast to avoid rush hours and overpriced players. I hear that. Do you think Arsenal will qualify for top 4 next season? I don't know. Arsenal could finish as high as 4th and as low as 8th. We can, if we first and foremost stop being our own worst enemies, because no matter how good or bad other teams are, We all, for the last few years, we pressed the self-destruct button. If we can arrest all of the issues we have internally, then anything in life can happen, really, really and truly. But you've got to be your best friend. The world only helps you if you help yourself. Sometimes Arsenal haven't helped themselves in games, much like the tail end to the season, much like for whatever reason the start to the season last year, much like the January period, much like taking leads in against Everton away, Manchester United away, Crystal Palace at home. 3 games where you need to kind of win these games. These are the things you need to improve. We need to arrest our bad habits, and then we can start looking externally. Every year, everyone's going to get better. I don't buy this. Like, I'm not scared that people are improving. That should be that. You really mean to tell me Liverpool and City being first and second, they're not trying to further cement that? Chelsea aren't going to want to get there. Conte's not here for the youngster thing. A sense of urgency at Spurs. United not wanting to get to where they want to get to. Us in our own way not doing what we need to get to. I mean, anyone that stagnates is a thing. So I'm not scared about that. If we're able to arrest some of the issues that we need to arrest, I don't think, I smashed my glass. I don't think we're immediately world beaters. I don't think we're amazing in that, but we're significantly stronger in our alleged pursuit for top 4 football. But these are all, old habits die hard. Nah, man, you can't, man. Carl Walker Peters to challenge Tomiyasu. He's gonna cost 30 million. I don't think they're doing that. 200 likes, couple more things, and we'll get into the transfer news then. A promise is a promise. According to my opinion, Xhaka is like Muller. He'll retire being a Gunner player. Don't know. Sterling going to take revenge for that brother that didn't get on the train. And Sterling himself. You know what happened to Sterling at that place there. And Danny Welbeck and anyone else, bro. Where's my kick it out shirt? It's an easy point with them blue guns. Yo, DG, why is no one talking about SAVIC? Everyone's talking about him. He's super wavy and would give Lokonga time to grow. I mean, I would love Milinkovic-Savic. When you look at his background, obviously Serbian mentality. His dad was a footballer. I think he was in... I'm so sure Milinkovic-Savic might have actually been born in Portugal or Spain or lived there for a second, played at Sporting Lisbon. Obviously, he had 11 goals, 11 assists, physical qualities. We'd love him, but it's dreamland. I would love us to go for Fabian Ruiz. A year left on his deal. Everything that we think Xhaka is, but these lot are dream chasing. It seems like Pellerman's and done, really. SAVIC or Ruiz for me. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Keep them coming. Lokonga gonna do Eddie body transformation. Watch this space. I mean, I'm a fan of Lokonga. I want him to do that, but I'm a fan of the club. I'm not turning you off after one more season, but if you don't end the season on a high or end the season in a better position than you started it, then we've got to look at loaning you out and get you 20-30 games, really. I would love Livermore. Southampton going to try and Bandulu us. Any Arsenal Champions League watch-alongs next season, you dickhead. Yeah, bro. Yeah, fam. I'm in the Champions League. Arsenal might not be. I'm in the Champions League. Twat. Look at this guy, bro. Look at this guy. I can't even reply. Look at this guy. Bro, it was just last week I rejoiced that the Gakpo rumors were put to bed. Now it's back. DG, this season we need to be mean and nasty, not too soft like a couple years. Exactly. And you saw against Chelsea and Everton in pre-season, even Orlando. What did you see? Every one of them teams try to foul us, try to chop our legs off and things. Because, man, no, if you intimidate Arsenal, it's not that we're scared and we're shook. You don't do half the chance. If we do this football thing, then we have a chance. If the 12th man get on top of us, if you press the hell out of us, some players will crumble. Some men are not going to show for the ball. That's why we need players that are comfortable when things are going wrong. People that are good at reacting to setbacks. We need an outlet out wide. We need a hold-up play from the striker. We need that number 8 that's press resistant and can carry a ball. Because last season, I look at the Newcastle game. Newcastle were doing all these things. And then you've got El Nene and Xhaka, who are not really that good on the ball consistently, not really sharing for it. Ramsdale's forced to go long. Every time of the week, Saka is going to get beaten in the air by the other team. If Saka somehow controls it and skins one man, there's 10 other men onto him. This is where I go back to what we're going to, people, in that no matter what other teams are doing, there's so many things Arsenal need to arrest themselves before we can start looking at others, because we are our own worst enemy more time. We're our best friends and worst enemies. Even in games against United, West Ham and Chelsea, we're scoring and conceding straight after. That naive, when it's them occasional crazy games, cool, that happens. Sometimes you're not going to be good enough. But when that is happening 9 times out of 10 consistently, and it has now become a theme, you're playing a dangerous game. Because, it's 38 Premier League games. You're not going to be at your best. You're probably going to be at your worst more than you're at your best for the 38 games. And how good are we at our worst? At our worst, can we claw points from losing positions? When there's no reason to play, when the tactics aren't working, when our danger men aren't working, can we still grind out results? This is what will make or break the difference, really. Can we keep cool heads, not get too excited when we're winning a whole heap of games or losing a whole heap of games, and act accordingly? We need to be our best friends this season. Carlos Soler is lit. Milinkovic-Savic was born in Spain. It's wavy. Upgrading Xhaka is essential if Arsenal are going to get Champions League. Sorry, are going to challenge for big honours. Livramento got an ACL. He'll soldier that, man. DG Milinkovic-Savic was born in Spain. So, yeah, born in Spain, spent time at Sporting Lisbon, Serbian mentality, honed his skills in Italy. It's lit. It's like Telemans' deal is somehow similar to United's saga with De Jong. Just in terms of being a saga for a midfielder, I think it's completely different. You know, Barca's got a delicate financial situation. You know, De Jong wants his money. There seems like a new rumour. For Telemans, it just seems like, you know, Arsenal trying to play some game and things like that. I don't know if Telemans is going to get done. If Telemans signs, fair play. If he doesn't, you better have a backup plan. That's all I care about. I don't want to talk about we tried for Telemans, we thought it was wrapped up and this happened and that happened. Just make sure you have a backup plan. If a number 8, respectfully to Fabio Vieira and these guys, if a number 8, someone that's a pivot man, doesn't arrive, then you know what's going to happen. At some point, you know what is going to happen. Crazy. Nah, man, that was a fantastic goal from Smith Rowe, man. Outside the area of his weaker foot against a quality keeper, Premier League winner in De Gea. I didn't see it. Can't lie. Smith Rowe had a couple of Bandulu goals. That one, and there was one against Villa. Slightly, it should have been an own goal, but it's calm. It's calm. Savic is not made for the Prem. How? How so? Do you think we'll end up signing Telemans? I don't know anything, man. I hope so, but not a clue, man. Not a clue. Not a clue. Let's get into some of the transfer news, though, man. I was getting too excited with some of you lot's comments. What's the time on the clock? 46:10. 46:10. One love to you lot tuned in, people. We need to flick over to the Athletic, actually, because Edu's giving his press conference. Or better yet, his interview thing. Yeah, once again, why is he not made for the Prem? 600 people watching. Get the likes up to at least 500 people. Dream chasing, but I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I appreciate that, man, dude. I appreciate that. We're almost at 300. Keep running that up and shout out to everyone on Twitch. But yeah, let's start with Edu's press conference. I keep saying press conference. I don't know why. The article. Now, Edu's been on a bit of a PR machine and there's a couple of other comments there. But Edu on his Arsenal plan, Saka's contract and cleaning the squad. How long is this article first? Bloody hell. Wait for a minute. Still, but anyways, going back to the beginning, it's important people understand, says Edu, because if you don't understand, it's difficult to support or even difficult to judge. Exactly. That's why you can have an opinion, but without knowing all the variables, you shouldn't consider that that's the only reality. There's many different variables. The problem is many people don't think about things in life like that. They only judge things at face value or popular belief. You know, again, we know communication is a big part of Edu's job. I'm not going to waste my time with the added think pieces. Big up James McNicholas, but you lot are on my channel, so you have a certain intelligence level. So we're just going to scroll to specifically what the big man has said. We have a strategy, we have ideas, we have a plan. You like it or you don't, that's fine. I accept that, but I say a lot of people have to understand what you're going to do. People have to really get the idea, then let's judge it. And I think that is true, people. Edu on when the club began to implement the current strategy. With all due respect, the plan started really when we decided to change Unai Emery in November 2019. That was my first planning, to go to the board, explain to them the reason we want change, the reason we want to go to a different direction. The idea behind it was to have a coach with a very clear idea, a very clear plan, very clear structure, how he wants to play. And from that, we're going to build something together. If you have a coach and it's difficult to read how he plays in terms of system characteristics, it makes our life super complicated. And then we can make a lot of mistakes on recruitment because we don't really understand. And it's not really easy to find the right player for the right system, for the right coach. And I mean, Edu won the battle in it because Sanye's gone, the man who signed Pepe, the man who wanted Emery to get a new deal. Emery's gone. And he's got his duns, man, really. Edu's on to him, really. Scrolling all the way down. You know, we've scrolled all the way down. He said, if you have a coach and it's difficult to read how he plays in terms of system characteristics, it makes our life super complicated. And then we can make a lot of mistakes on recruitment because we don't really understand. And it's not easy to find the right player for the right system, for the right coach. To be fair, he did want Thomas Partey. He did want Zaha instead of Pepe. You know, he did want Nkunku. It's well documented. Emery wanted a couple done still. Emery was a bit of a madman, but he knew ball slightly. Listen, Emery should have got clipped. You know, Emery should have got clipped, really, but he's a bit harsh, really. You know, sometimes look at the message, not necessarily the messenger. We had to be really brave to make the decision in the middle of the season, because internal people said to me, wow, we never did that before. I said, no problem. In Brazil, we do that a lot. Don't worry. Of course, I'm joking, but I said, no, we'll be fine. But if you already have diagnosed, it's not our plan. As soon as possible, or you're going to postpone. In football, sometimes the decision has to be made quickly. It hurts, it's challenging, but it has to be done. It makes sense that Edu recognizes the termination of Emre's contract as the true starting point for his Arsenal tenure. After all, he wasn't around when Emre was appointed. At that time, Arsenal was still considering the appointment of Emre's long-time collaborator, Monchi, who's obviously there at Sevilla, which again could have been interesting, could have been bad, could have been amazing. I guess from an Arsenal perspective, people then will never know. You know, keep your opinions coming. I will spin the block, but obviously we're going through what we're going through, people. Although Edu was too courteous to say explicitly the interference appeared to be Emre's Arsenal were modelled with a team confusing identity, certainly that was the perception of onlookers. Again, that's true. Edu on choosing Mikel. When I met Mikel, I went to his house. We had a great relationship straight away. Then I see this guy has a plan, a football plan, the style, players, characteristics, very technical points, how he wants to play, people inside or external, how we're going to press. It's a lot of technical stuff. And he showed me he had a very clear idea of how he wants to play football, which again helps us to make decisions. Now he's going to make the club's life easier. I don't know about that, but let's see, man. Then I give to the club a 5-year plan. I said to Mikel on the board, guys, 2022-23 will be the season we're going to be much better. I hope so. Again, I can only go off what words. That's we're going to be much better. Much better is subjective, but that tells me in May of 2023 we should be saying something better. And if we're not, if it works, you deserve all the praise. If not, why didn't it work? We have to be patient. It would be impossible to take everyone out. Need good decisions. We need to be brave. We're going to face some difficult moments with players, agents, but that's the plan. That's true. Again, apparently he's thrown the gauntlet down. Apparently, Edu, as early as December 2020, The Athletic reported he believed the squad would and could only be truly competitive in time for the 2022-23 season. Would you look at that Arsenal squad and say the word competitive? I hope so, but I don't know. And so I'd have to say no at this moment. During the conversation, Edu admitted qualifying for the Champions League last season would have put the club a year ahead of schedule. That makes it clear the aim for 2022-23 is to return to Europe's elite competition. I mean, Arteta said it, Edu said it, Xhaka said it, Odegaard said it, Partey said it, the youth man around the team said it, so it makes sense, people. Really and truly, there can be no excuses potentially, man. Big up Pie Hard, try hard for that as well, man. Appreciate you for resubscribing with Amazon Prime. I see that. So we would have been a year ahead of schedule. Maybe that's why, to a degree, we was a bit complacent, really. No, we would have been a year ahead of schedule. So we're on schedule, really, allegedly. Whatever this schedule is, I don't buy into this schedule stuff, but I do like what we're doing. Listen to learn to listen, G1. Moving like Sancho in the final third. Edu's respect for Arteta was apparent throughout. He was at pains to point out that the squad building strategy is not purely his own, blah, 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 scrolling all the way down. Edu's stopgap signings didn't really work. Willian didn't work. Cedric didn't work. Pablo Marie did not work. David Luiz was a better player than given credit, but ultimately did not work per se. We presented to the board our plan. We received a lot of good messages. And during that journey, that 2 years, David Luiz and William were the players we considered at the moment, players to help a little bit to maintain the short term in a good level. Sometimes when you do cheap things, it's expensive. Right or wrong, that was the idea, because I'd say William free, wow. If he's feeling well, he's going to help us for sure for short periods. Nope. David Luiz with experience and knowledge of the Premier League, okay, for short periods. Maybe the process he's going to help us. Works, doesn't work, but the idea was there. In any process, mistakes will be made, blah, blah, blah. That's McNicholas. Edu on cleaning the squad. Listen, for me, there are 3 elements in which in my role, I have to be really prepared to be strong on the message to the players. When the player is 26 plus, big salary and not performing, he's killing you. Pepe, Marie, Cedric, many more. He's killing you. That kind of player, because you Arsenal, London, beautiful, everything's fantastic and has a good salary. How do you move this player on? So how many players with that kind of characteristics did we have in the past? 80% of the squad. That's why I said to them when I made my plan, guys, it's not easy to clean the squad straight away because most of these players have 2 or 3 year contracts. And I mean, you look at Ozil, Socrates, hella people. I would say there's still guys that are comfortable in the squad at this moment in time, really. But yeah, Emre wanted Maguire. Can we rise up some evidence for that? I don't know for that. So yeah, he's right. Of those players, however, only Martinez, Willock, and Iwobi have moved for fees. Willing to get fees for the departing players. If you imagine, oh, no problem, this season we're going to expose the player a little bit more and then we'll sell them. No, be realistic. You don't want to sell the player. Try to avoid 1 more year with the problem inside in the dressing room. Expensive, not performing. Clean it, take it out. Even, pardon me, I'm sorry if you have to pay to leave. It's better because that guy is sometimes also blocking someone. That's true. I know it hurts. I know it's changed when I go to the board and say sometimes it's better to pay a player to leave than maintain them. But I consider it an investment. Lol. Sometimes people say it's expensive. No, it's it's not an investment, bro. We're just biting the bullet. Big up Edu, but this is the only thing I think you're trying shit with people. But someone will pay if you sell them. No, guys, if the player's above 26, 27 and not performing big salary, no chance. But there's also been big players on big salaries at other clubs. People have been able to pull a rabbit out the hat. We can't just keep ripping up contracts of players that are still goods. And when you look at where Willian is concerned, you gave him that. Aubameyang, you lot gave him that deal as well. So that's you lot's problems, really. Stop doing that then. I hear it. It's better to get the problem out, but that is a territory Arsenal need to be moving away from. You know, let's hope that's the beginning of the end, man. We need to stop looking at that, really, because what's next? Paying up the contract of these guys in their late 20s in 2023 because we can't move them on in Jan and we don't want them to wait a season. That's Maitland-Niles, Bellerin, Pepe, etc. It's a dangerous precedent to set. He said, tell me how many players in the squad we have with those negative characteristics today. Very little, people. Probably about 1 where Pepe's, well, what I would call the squad, Pepe, Marie. I don't think Cedric is that, to be fair. He's seen as a guy around the change rooms and stuff. But in terms of on big money, more than he'd get at anywhere else and his ability to perform, I throw him and Pepe into that. So maybe there's them regards there. And I know El Nene is a decent player and he's, you know, I don't think El Nene is happy to be on the bench. He's a good guy, but, you know, you could extend that to El Nene, complacent, happy to be here, you know. I'm not saying El Nene can't help you, but do you feel El Nene is a Champions League player or a player that can make you stronger with that beyond the Arsenal Disneyland Channel stuff? Probably not. So it's quite, you know, funny how that one there applies, really. But he is right. He said, I could tell you next summer, have a look at the valuation of the players we have, the group, the age of the group that we have, and the salaries that we have today. Now, as part of the plan, we create value in our players today. And that's true. You know, if there's resale value with Jesus, Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, potentially with Eddie and Ketia and many others throughout the squad. How are you saying Pepe DG when Xhaka is still starting in this team? Because Xhaka's playing week in, week out. So he's not one of these. He said there's expensive players that are kind of on the fringes. Xhaka's not that. Xhaka's one of the first names on the team sheet in Arteta. You know, you're saying Xhaka because you don't like Granit Xhaka. You know, he's favoured on and off the field. He plays week in, week out. You know, you've never had to question his commitment. So that's how I'm saying Pepe really. Emre wanted Maguire. Where's someone rise up the evidence of Emre wanting Maguire, bro? Because let me tap that in as well. I need to see that. Runnelson's one. I wouldn't throw Matt Turner into that. If he wanted Harry Maguire, then Emre, boy, he might have been better for us. Oh, he did. To be fair, thanks for that. I mean, they all get one wrong. He wanted Zaha, to be fair, and Partey. And did he not want Nzonzi? If he wanted Maguire, thank God he got rid of him. But yeah, that's why I wouldn't say Xhaka. Would Xhaka be playing week in, week out? But you can't listen to what we're listening to with Edu right here and draw a conclusion of Granit Xhaka. Is Xhaka probably comfortable in London? Yes. Why would you stay at the club? You're comfortable at the club with your players you're playing. Your family's good. You can be comfortable. But he's not that. Pepe is hanging around like a bad smell and all these other names. So I don't know what we're talking about. To be fair, Maguire wasn't Bandulu then, true, and Arsenal probably would have walked away. There's no reality Arsenal paying 80 million for Maguire, even though we have spent a pretty penny. So yeah, we know Arsenal and Arteta and Edu specifically have tried to reset a cultural change. So yeah, that's true. Edu on the timing of Arteta's contract. On me, I think the timing was I think that in general, I see why Arteta would get a new deal. I would think that we should hold off until that contract. Listen, where it talks around getting Saka to sign a new deal, bringing Jesus and these guys. If the manager's on a long-term deal, then I get it. It gives clarity as much as football is volatile. But at other clubs, I don't think Edu Arteta gets that contract very quickly as he did, and especially not the timing of it. But if we're still on task with this project and things, then it's a bit irrelevant when he is getting that, really and truly. But Edu has said, I was an important part of this process as well. Of course, I can recommend, I can talk, but the decision in the end is for the owners and the board. But it was part of the plan as well, because we had discussions where we said, okay, now we're going to face a transfer window. And if you want to be a club like Arsenal, for people to see us very well organized, very well planned, our manager has to be renewed, because the agents and the players can say, okay, no, he's our manager. He's our coach, sorry, he's our manager, and he's going to be here with us for a minimum of 3 more years. That's how to avoid any doubts when you're going to sign a player. And I hope that gives him comfortability to have a sense of urgency, because as much as I like Arteta and wouldn't sack him, there's been periods where managers can and have been sacked for less elsewhere. So fair enough. Edu on why Arsenal failed to make top 4. Failed to get our heads in order when at crunch time, failed to, draw games where we was losing, failed at times to win games where we was winning from winning positions, struggled to break down low blocks. We didn't draw too many, but Burnley comes to mind, Crystal Palace home and away comes to mind, dealing with any away game 9 times out of 10, Man United, Old Trafford, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Brighton, yeah, we won at Chelsea and that, but yeah, and West Ham, but do you get it, people? These things come to mind, people, if I'm completely honest. So, yeah, man. And obviously, you could look at the start of the season, whether it was COVID or whatever. You could look at January. You could look at over-reliance on young players. There's several. It's not just one. It's like a cocktail as to why we didn't get 4th, really. So we can say, oh, last August, we didn't expect 4th or, and whatnot, and not get it and say it was a better season. We can completely, eradicate the fact for some pessimistic Arsenal fans that we didn't expect 4th, let alone 5th last August, or we can consider both. And this is where we're our own worst enemies, As much as Spurs and Conte got it going, we shot ourselves in the foot. I didn't say El Nene couldn't be a good squad player, and Milner's twice the player El Nene is. I'm just saying the air of comfortability. El Nene knows he's not going to play all the time. He loves Arsenal. He's on a big wage. He's got his former manager as his former teammate as his thingy. He's probably got him more wages than he wants here. El Nene could have been a contract torn up because he didn't get sold to anywhere in Turkey or go off the back of that loan spell. I don't believe that with El Nene. I just think, you need to look at it. Just because we like El Nene and Pepe's days are numbered, it's kind of the same. He's at an age now where maybe, he's comfortable as well. Again, you're talking to someone who bigs up Ray Parlour day in, day out, hardly a world beater. So I think I know that squad can't be full of world beaters. So it is what it is. Anywho, moving away from that. To be fair, another club probably just signs 2 midfielders and doesn't give El Nene a new deal, but we could do a lot worse than keep El Nene, as I've maintained. I felt in some important moments we needed players like players we are signing today. In those kind of moments, Gabriel Jesus, we're going to play an important game. Pressure. We have to win the game to be in the Champions League. You need a squad with an attitude of, I want to kill someone, and that's true. I'm not saying we don't have a good squad, but we need a bigger squad with personalities. And I think considering there's a lot of work to do in terms of outgoings, I think that's an important comment, because our unpopular opinion, I said it yesterday, our squad's light. Yeah, you could say we've got a bloated squad, but when you start stripping it down to players we actually believe in, players that have no speculation over their futures, it's very little. Again, there's sporting reasons to keep Pepe, to keep Leno, to keep Torreira, for example. But all of their future, suddenly if Leno goes, and I don't think everyone will go, but if Bellerin goes, if Leno goes, if Ainsley Maitland-Niles goes, if Pepe goes, if Marie goes, if half of these guys go, the squad is quite thin, really, and that was a problem of last year. And I think that's something, that we need to address. But he's right. We do need personality killers. And when you look at Zinchenko, when you look at Jesus, when you look at, I'd say Martinelli's got that for me. We need a bit more of that. Gabriel, I think Saliba's mentality is lit. And, you hope we can build something special, really and truly, with Arteta's having these players that he actually believes in. But we need a bigger squad with personalities, with behaviors. I think Ramsdale's got that about him as well. That say, I don't lose that game. I will kill someone, but I don't lose the game. I think we've added more players with that kind of mentality, character, better yet. So, yeah, it's nice to say we've added killers, man. On if Arsenal have introduced the winning mentality. Unpopular opinion, I don't think you need to be a winner to have a winning mentality. There's millionaires out there and people that haven't got much that have the same mentality. As long as you get up and you have you want to win in life. You want to win. You want to get up. You want to handle business. You want to deal with what you need to, whether that's 9 to 5, paying your bills, you know, learning whatever courses you need that. And I do think I look at that squad. I don't see what I would call joke men. I think even the experienced players. I don't think Cedric is very good, but I get a sense of urgency from even Cedric. I like what El Nene does. You know, obviously the actual lit players. I think Odegaard, because he's not ugly in that, he's a bit of a pretty boy. People don't look at the mentality, you know. I think he's got a certain ilk. I think Ben White is a bit like Odegaard in that. I think Lokonga's got mentality, even though it's not really reflected. I think Jesus and Zinchenko have that as well. You know, I think Saka and these guys would have learned that. I think Martinelli definitely has that. You know, Gabriel Saliba have that. Tomiyasu, to a degree, has that. He just does his job. Tierney's got that when fit. But again, everyone, you know, if you've got a squad of that, then there's certain things that don't need to be explained. There's certain things you need to do. And I would like to see it. You know, we want to be the best in all aspects. We don't just want to do it on occasion against United, against Chelsea, and the defeat against City at the Emirates. That becomes the minimum. Cutting open teams like we've seen with some of the passing in pre-season becomes a minimum. That grit to not be broken down defensively. We need to crave clean sheets, and we finished 5th with clean sheets. We need to crave clean sheets, that perfect performance, that perfection. As much as we like waffling about these 10, 20, 30 pass moves that end up in goals, people, we need to. And I think we don't do that enough, if I'm honest with you. It needs to become the minimum. As much as, you know, as much as I love what these lot are doing, we're in a dangerous scenario at Arsenal where we're praising people for working hard and leaving it all in the ring. And I can't blame us. We've been starved of that. But in life, you know, in you lot's walk of life, you shouldn't be praised of, and myself, you shouldn't be praised of just being good and whatnot. You know, you need to go out there with hunger. You need to, a football career is short. I know these men are early 20s, some of them, majority of them, early to mid 20s, but it's short. It's going to go like that. You know, you're going to, in Zinchenko's case, you're going to be cooling with your grandkids in Ukraine. Jesus is going to be in Brazil. You want to have no regrets. Play every flipping game like you never get another opportunity. Like God said to you, it's over. That is the mentality we need, not just for every 5 good points, there's 5 bookie points, because we are a mixed bag. We are our own worst enemy. We can be amazing some weeks, even when key players are not there, like you saw when we beat Chelsea United and West Ham United. We could be rubbish when everyone's there. It's that mentality. It's that you need, and we need more consistency. We're playing a lot more fixtures. There's going to be times where things don't go well. It's a season. Nothing ever goes 100%. So we'll have to see what's going on there, people. For sure, talk to Jesus, talk to Zinchenko, talk to Fabio Vieira. And obviously, Fabio Vieira's won a title at Porto, so it's there. Points to head. He's here to win. I hope so. You know, I hope we're all friends. But Zinchenko should say, fuck that. Pardon my French. I'm playing centre, middle, left back. I don't care. Tierney should be saying, I'm not having that. Xhaka and Cole should be saying, I'm not having that. Jesus, I'm playing out wide or up front, one of the two. Eddie, the same. I'm not here to, as much as I do this phone thing, I'm trying to play with or instead of Jesus. Saka's got, you know, Saka's living the dream. He's a number 7. There should be pressure on that Smoke. I believe in Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe should be saying, remember what I was on. I don't care about Fabio Vieira, Martin Odegaard, Zinchenko. I'm the bully on the block. We need that. If everybody has that healthy competition, things take care of itself to a slight degree, man. You know, Frankie de Jong is dream chasing. Tierney is injured, to my knowledge. Champions League, okay, I accept that because I want to be realistic, but in my head, I want to win. A club like Arsenal, at our size, is not building to be fighting for 4th. I'm sorry, we have to be realistic. There's City, Liverpool, etc. That's fine, I accept that. But also, you cannot accept that. Here, when you join this club, when you see our size, we cannot accept it. I can't lie, man. Edu, you reflect a lot of the things I say, and you lot get that vibe from me. I don't care what Liverpool and City are doing. We know we're not catching them, but I can't accept that just because they're good. What we doing then? We might as well pack up. What we doing? Just vibes in. Try be the best we can be. Challenge, man. Just because really and truly, we need to do better against the top 6. We need to do better away from home. We need to do better in terms of game management. We need to, you know, there's many things Arsenal need to do. And these are things that I am listing before we're looking at ourselves, before we're looking elsewhere. Again, back to my point in that we are our best friends or our worst enemies. And that's not just us, that's elsewhere as well. Chelsea shot themselves in the foot last season. And that's why they didn't get near Liverpool and City. They're just lucky that Arsenal, Spurs, United at the time were shitter than them and couldn't make a meal of that 3rd place, really. So he's right. I love it, Edu, man. That's why I really, really hurt when I arrived. I said, that's not the mentality of this football club. What's happening? Everyone's comfortable. Everybody's okay. Fuck you. Okay. Edu, my guy. You know, and I did hit Arteta kind of said that. And I'm not just swearing. Man said, fuck you. Okay. No, I don't want to lose games. We have to be there again. And I want to see physios. I want to see the scouting. I want to see everyone with that kind of feeling where you say, fucking hell. now we're really going to go for things. And I think we are changing. Again, it doesn't happen overnight, but I think we are changing and putting some good mentality in the squad, characters. And I think most Arsenal fans, that's all we wanted to see. We wanted to just have something to believe in. And let's be honest, for a number of years, there's not been anything to believe in. So yeah, it is what it is, man. We're doing what we're doing. Everyone persuading players to join face to face. I go there, I meet the player. If I have to travel to Germany anywhere, I want to see the player, the agent, the family, put everything together and say, guys, listen to me and what I want to say. And then I see what we are doing, our project, because it works both ways, doesn't it? I want to show them, but I want to see as well if they want to enjoy, because if I smell something wrong, then thank you very much. I go, obviously not signing them. I faced an experience like this for a player in Dortmund. I started to talk to them, engage the player, talk to the family, but always, yeah, but what about my contract? I said, listen, I want to understand first if you engage with this, if you like this, if you like it, I can talk. But the opposite, he said, oh no, let's talk about money. And to be fair, the player's right, blood. Money, bro, it's man need to be doing this management, this money thing, but it is what it is. If you like this, if you like it, I can talk, but not the opposite side. Oh no, let's talk about money. No. And one day I said to the agents, guys, thank you very much. It's not what I wanted to do. Boom. Should have, no snitching from Edu. So yeah, Edu on Jesus. I worked with I worked with Gabriel as well from the national team. I know him, I know his family, I know everyone, and that's why I decided to go there to talk to the family. I said to him one thing which his agent said was really nice. I said, Gabriel, I'm here to try sign you. Not the Gabriel from this season. I want the Gabriel from other seasons, because this season you've not played the way I know you. You've lost your shine. When I see you this season, I'm not seeing you as before, because I know you very well. I know the Gabriel from last season, because again, you have to be Gabriel. He looked at me and said, you're right. And you remember Jesus said he's been thinking about leaving City for 2-3 seasons. And obviously, you remember Jesus said also on The Athletic that Arteta and Edu showed him the statistics, gas him up. He's basically telling the gal, well, you're not butters, Don't let your ex think that you're actually hot, You're actually lit, Don't play down yourself. Hey, my guy Edu, Don't Edu. Get the barbecues out again, man. I'm so easily amused, man. Where's this interview from? The Athletic, bro. We're literally reading it on The Athletic. He looked at me and said, you're right. Edu, I'm missing out on targets. Bro, it happens. You miss out on targets. That's why, and especially where we're not Barcelona, Real Madrid, where Real Madrid, I know they've won the Champions League, but for a number of times they were signing guys and they're not the team they was. Barcelona, not the team there was. Everyone wants to sign for them. If you're a Chelsea fan, you're stressed the hell out in it, really, in that regards. But it happens. By all means, in Rafinha, Vlahovic, go after them. If it doesn't work, cool. My problem for Arsenal is not that. It's I don't care about we tried. Try something else now. If you're in the rave, you try pull a beanie, and she says no, you need to try next one. What you're gonna tell your homies? I tried. She said no. They're gonna say, what about the other ones? Try something else. Simple as that. You need to leave with something, brother. What's going on? A man said this explains his scoring 4 goals the week he was linked. Maybe because he thought Arsenal want me to go like Lacazette, and he looked in the mirror and thought, oh, man's basically a Brazilian Lacazette. Let me pattern up. I have a very good relationship with agents and players because it's part of my role. But when I talk to them, they explain to me as well, not only some ideas about Arsenal. I say, be transparent to me because I can help you. What possibilities do you have? What do you want to do? I can give you information as well, but give me a bit as well. He's reeled me in, Top Blue. Brazilian thing, man. Eddie's calm, man. Eddie's bossy. I can't lie. Well, it's gassed me, man. This is all I want to hear. For example, Rafinha was clear, and Edu is my close friend. You see how he said Edu's your close friend? For fuck Rafinha, Edu is getting the Brazil links. Not everyone can sign for Barcelona, and he's getting cool at Barcelona. Make sure we're cool with that regards. And, I know Rafinha scored a banger for Real Madrid the other day, but you're hoping it's a bit like Alexis Sanchez in a couple of seasons. I don't know, Messi returns or something happens. Rafinha's obsolete. You've got a good relationship with Deco. Rafinha, come to the carpet, man. Let's do this thing, man. Come on, blood. We need this. Brazil settings. I can't lie, man. I can't lie. I don't even know why I'm smiling. I'm getting excited. I don't know what's going on, people. I'm just so excited to see some bloody transparency, man. Ain't been clubbing months. 100 got to try more. But you got to come with satin, bro. You move to bare things. Some are gonna air. Some is gonna be fugazi. There's gonna be one gem there. I don't know this. I'm just going on the chat. This is all entertainment, disclaimers and things like that. But you get the point, in it. So yeah, that was his dream. So he said, "Thank you very much." Edu on reducing the wage bill. Now, let's be honest. There was issues there's a lot of. To be fair, there's a lot of things that Edu and Arteta have changed, needed to change, etc., etc. There's a lot of long-lasting issues at Arsenal, but I also think there's been some self-inflicted ones. Really, you know, you gave Aubameyang the big deal, you gave Willian the big deal. Mistakes happen; it's fair play, but we can't act like everybody's hands are clean. People make mistakes. These young footballers make mistakes. We criticize them. They do good things. We praise them. The same needs to extend to everybody. Critique and praise where due. Really. To be fair, my first thoughts were about the quality in the squad. Of course, I have to be aware of salaries, but I started thinking this player is not the profile I want. Then when they have a big salary, then you have to take the decision as soon as possible to try to reduce the bill. There's a lot of discussion, wage bill. There's a lot of discussions about how to manage our wage bill. But if a guy is performing and has a big salary, that's not a problem, which is true. The problem is always with performance. We'd like to pay any money if the guy is performing at the top, and that works in all aspects of life. And we all know Kolasinac, which wasn't, you know, Kolasinac got 100k from Arsenal from when he signed. That wasn't them. Mesut Ozil wasn't them, even though Wenger said don't sign him to a new deal. Aubameyang was them. Lacazette, they tried to give Lacazette a new deal, but Lacazette didn't bang. You know why we brought Lacazette to the carpet in hindsight? It just was never going to work. I can't lie. I was right about Pepe. I was right about Lacazette. I was right about Tavares. Go and check the old video, the oldest videos I've done. They're 3 things I'm never letting Arsenal fans forgive, because I used to take a lot of abuse for saying Lacazette lit, but he's not going to score 20 league goals for Arsenal Football Club. I said Tavares is going to be Banduli. But hey, told you what time it is. Pepe's only been good 18 months. Oh, why are you trying to sour down the window? No, I'm not. I'm flipping watching the guy. You know, I always say I don't tell you what to think, just think. And I know that I don't watch everything in football, but when I watch something, when I know something, I know what I'm talking about, innit? Simple as that. So yeah, man, people had to go. Edu on Saka's contract, good, very good. Everyone is happy. Brother, let's talk about that. Get the deal signed. I don't hear nothing about Saka's contract until he's holding the shirt. Bro, how does Cedric get in all these pictures, bro? Shout out Cedric. This is how he survives at the club, man. Big him up, fullback union and that. It's normal. We're going to sit and put all the expectations in the right place. Our expectation. The main thing is how he feels and how comfortable he feels with us. I mean, I'm sure Saka feels comfortable. He's living the dream. I think he's come through the academy. He's cool with Arteta. He's cool in the players. He's playing all the time. You know, I don't think a contract would be the thing. It's that, you know, and obviously Arsenal have shown intention. Since he's busting the first team, we've brought in Odegaard, we've brought in Saka, we're bringing up in the back of Champions League football, maybe playing for Liverpool and City probably helping us with Zinchenko and Jesus to get him, you know, in similar to when we signed Ramsdale and Ben White. Do you not think Saka was telling them what it's like at Arsenal? Do you not think the Dons that in the England camp were not telling Jack Grealish and Saka what Champions League football being at City's like? So is what it is. Again, where Saka, Jesus and Odegaard, they might not be with us if we return to the promised land, but tie them down so that it's a means to an end, like Liverpool with Coutinho. If it happens, we can move on. Things happen. It will break my heart to see Saka go, but this is the reality of football, innit? You know, Saka would have my blessing to go because get me, you got a short career. I don't think you have to go. Yeah, I think things that you're praised for at Arsenal will be heavily scrutinized when there's a degree of expectation. But yeah, man, it makes sense. So hopefully, Edu on eventually having to sell players. Part of the plan is when you are starting to sell. That's the challenging one. You already need someone prepared. Sell, if we are unable to do that, then Capu is very challenging. For example, let's talk about next season or another. If we sell, I don't know, Bukayo Saka. I know it's only an example, bro, but don't use Saka as an example. I don't like that. Even though it's an example, don't put that into the air, man. That's not going to happen, but it's just an example. We as a club have to prepare his replacement straight away. So someone has to be in the squad, or we have to manage the market well. So if we sell him, we have someone straight away to replace him. Amen. Edu point stands. Sooner or later, Arsenal will want or need to cash in on someone they value. They are building in this squad again. That's where I'm happy with Jesus. If Jesus scores mad goals, I never want the guy to leave. But if you get stupid money from one of Europe's elite, you might be able to do a thing. Odegaard the same, Saka the same, Martinelli the same, and just bare other guys. You know, Saliba, and he's wanted by Barca. You know, I wouldn't take Barca's money because, you know, the offices at London Coley are going to get kicked down and certain men are going to get arrested. They might as well just give Marie some money to take the case, man. You don't need you at the Emirates. You might as well do it. You might as well ride a bird, really and truly. So, yeah, really, man. Luis Diaz was a nice plan. I wish we had that. So, yeah, big up Edu on the 5-year plan. Hopefully, you know, we get to see some madness around that. What's this? I think he's given multiple interviews, not just the Athletic people. So let's actually make sure this is a thing. I think it is. He said, we are so pleased to have Zinchenko with us because he is a player that we really targeted. It's a player that we really believe has the characteristics and qualities that are going to increase our level in the squad for sure. Amen. The Zinchenko transfer was planned like 6 months ago to feed that position in the best way possible, in the way which Mikel really wants to play. And obviously how you play with Zinchenko and Tierney, both on the field or either one at left back and things, gives you tasty options. Mikel, of course, knows him more than anyone because they work together at City, but all the information around the player is top, not only his qualities as a footballer, but as a person as well, which is important, which is so important for us to have a player like him in the squad. Amen. Can we expect more signings? I think we have to be prepared for every situation. We still feel the transfer window is open, and the most important thing is to be, pardon me, clubs can approach us. Players probably want to go on loan, so there's still lots to do. But again, being prepared for me is the most important thing. And for sure, we are very much prepared for almost everything. Said, no, it's not me, it's Arsenal. Edu, my guy. I'm just part of the process of when you're going to sign a player. I'm there in the front of the player, in front of the family, to explain who we are. I think we as a club have to be proud to have a player like Gabriel Jesus here. Oh, we are Brazil. It's getting lit. It's getting lit. We actually got decent. Do you see the little chip thing against Chelsea? It's getting lit. It's getting lit. I'm so gassed that we have a striker that's bloody quick. Love Lacazette. I love what you brought to the table, but bro, you was like one auntie running for a W3 bus. You can't move, blood. Like you just immobile, really. And you steadily got worse and worse as an athlete. With Eddie's emergence and Jesus, I forgot what it's like to have a striker chasing lost causes, winning little fouls, working the channels and things. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. For sure, this process really, I think, takes like 7 months in terms of understanding each other and talking to each other, because also he has a lot of opportunities and then he chooses because he understands who we are. Yeah. Have you brought in players you wanted despite not qualifying? Big up Robbie, but no one cares what you got to say in relation to this. It's not only Champions League, but you can be part of a group of players which can achieve something very special for this football club. And then I always ask them if they want to be part of the project we've been building as we're doing. I'm sure we'll do something very special for this football club. And then when I explain to players, they really understand it. And that's why we're here. Have you met players that are not right for Arsenal? Yeah, he spoke about this already, people. For sure, the reason to meet players, to meet families, and to talk to agents is, of course, they have to understand us, but I also have to understand them. If they fit the model in all senses, then okay, we carry on. But I see something which I'm not really comfortable with. I'm moving on. People think we went in too deep about Rafinha because Rafinha is everywhere. It's fair. We did have some good conversations with Deco because Deco is his agent and I have a good relationship with him. We are friends. I just said to Deco, can you explain to me the situation with Rafinha? And he was clear. Edu, we have a good relationship, but I'm not going to lie to you. His idea is to go to Barcelona because he's dreaming to go to Barcelona. We've been talking to Barcelona since a long time ago, and we heard since February. So that was that's it. Okay, thank you very much. If something happens, then just let me know because I can explore and understand the situation. If not, no problem. We carry on with our relationship, which is true. In terms of moving players out, it's not easy, is it? No, but it's part of our job to try to create some opportunities for players. I think the most important thing is to make the player understand why he's here or why he needs to go. And then we create some possibilities with the player's agent and try to find out the best solution possible for the player. As soon as you give them a clear idea of what you want to do, it helps the situation. It's a challenge. Some players you could be told you're not playing and they will want to move on. Some people say, well, F that. I'm in London. I'm on a decent contract. I'll wait a year. If and then I'll move on. Or some might be ignorant and say, you know what, I think I can force my way into your plans. But you're right, you have to be crystal clear, and then that's it, innit? It's down to them to do what they did. As soon as you give them an idea of what you want to do, it helps the situation. It's a challenge because you have to find club situations and loans. But again, if you can be direct to the player in a very respectful way, that helps a little bit to make the best decision. Obviously, he's going to say Arteta plays a key part. He said, 100%, I'm never, ever going to sign a player which Mikel is not comfortable with. Never. That's not my style. For sure, it's not the Arsenal style. If we decide to work together, then the decision needs to be together. It's not Mikel signings. It's not Edu signings. It's Arsenal signings. So that for me is the most important thing for people to understand. I always say people sometimes give credit to me or to Mikel, but the credit has to go to Arsenal. We are Arsenal. We are working together, and the decision we make is together. Around one decision is not only Edu and Mikel, It's a lot of people around those decisions. The most important message to the fans and for people to understand is that we sign players for Arsenal and they are decisions. And I mean, yeah, you sign players for Arsenal, but, you know, Arteta's got to want to use them. They can be signed for Arsenal as much as they want. If he said, I wanted a right back, you sign a left back, and he's well stocked at left back, the Donny might not necessarily play. We're almost at 400 likes, people. One love to everyone who's hit that like button so far, people. That is ridiculous. Keep running that up. I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, man. He said he again, we've kind of gone over that, you know, on the Athletics article. We spoke about him and Arteta, their first conversation, how they struck up a good repertoire and things like that. So big up that. You were with the owners on Wednesday. How supportive have they been in terms of spending? Not only with spending, because it's unfair to link the owners just with spending. They're very much important. It's sometimes unfair if people have some doubts about owners. They're really engaged, they're really supportive, and they're really present in the club, which makes us feel really comfortable. Similar to last season, as much as I may or may not like the Kroenkes, allegedly, you know, they can't be blamed for us, Arsenal, not having the season we wanted to have. It's fully on the technical staff, the players, the coaching staff, Arteta and his team, and Edu and his team. That's why we never got top 4. We have a plan really in place, so we are probably in the middle of our project. We need to keep improving the quality in the squad. We have to make important decisions to make our squad better every year. So we have to improve. Here we have to always think about winning. I think the club was born to win things because of the size of this club. Then we have to always think about winning. Every single year we have to be better. Looking ahead to the season, do you want top 4? Yeah, for sure. I respect, and we have to be realistic for these situations. But why not put here that I want to win again? I want to win there again as soon as possible. Why not? With all my respect, even being realistic, I cannot think less than winning things. So you said that. So question marks on the board, on the players, on you, on Arteta, if things are done or not done. Likewise, if things work, praise. What's your promise to the Arsenal fans with the transfer window still open? Promises are a comfort to an idiot. We will keep working really, really hard for them. Sounds like me, a football manager. So yeah, that's Edu doing his thing. Kroenke spending. I mean, Arsenal putting in work with the propaganda in it. The Kroenkes are spending at Arsenal. Doesn't matter. Putting in work, blood. Hit the like button for DG. Been putting in mad work. I appreciate that. Edu moving like Adam with Paige, promising her the world. I hear that. It is where it is. Top Gooner. Come on, bro. I'm excited. We needed this. You know, like I always say, lie to me. You know, if this works, it works. But right now, I'm feeling good. Bro, I needed this on a Monday. I needed this. What is this as well, people? Gabriel, I don't know what this is. Arsenal's introduction, the humility, the fire, and the goals, people. Scrolling all the way down. He has a goal-scoring instinct. We know that. Holding has said, I think he'll be a great asset to us. I think there are times in the last 2 years when we had spells where we lacked goals, and I think he's someone that can fill that, even if it's just a scrappy one where he tucks it in at the back post. We say Lacazette couldn't even get there. It's a goal. They're important. And when you look back over the season at how many points you get from those type of goals, they can make the difference. So I think it will be a huge positive for us this season. That's true. He's made to feel at home, and not just speaking with the Portuguese speakers and the evident Brazilian/Portuguese influence. He, you know, Gabriel's very humble. You see him talking with everyone, you know, credit where due. One thing I'll give Arteta and Edu, it seems like everybody gels in well. Even the players that are not on the peripheral, it seems like everybody's got a good relationship. So that's good for Gabriel Jesus, man. You know, and obviously there's bare Brazilian, man. There's bare Gabriels. We might even call William Saliba Gabriel soon because isn't his middle name Gabriel? I don't know what sort of omen business we got going on, but it's crazy. And Edu's obviously flown out with the team to Orlando. And that's actually the thing I like the most when Edu initially signed for this club. Because I think we was going to buy them times. He said, I a part of it. So yeah, man, give Marquinhos time. And obviously Jesus is a big bro to all these guys. You're 25, but you can tell Jesus. You can tell Martinelli so much. You definitely could take, you know, that's little bro really in Marquinhos. So do your thing, man. And obviously, he's a very good person. So, again, we know this. He's evolved since Mikel Arteta has worked with him. That was 2.5 years ago. He's matured a lot. Obviously, a lot of things has changed in his life. He's a father now, and he's engaged. Almost 4 or 5 years of experience at that level to play in the right way, to win when only winning matters. That changes and that clicks something in your brain. He is a natural competitor. My man's from Brazil, and I love all the scenes where he's saying, you know, Yerry Mina's talking a lot of shit. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving hearing Edu and Jesus swearing. I love this, what football's about. I think it's got 2 PG even on my channel. Oh, DG, mind your language. I know it's child friendly and I know I'm very well spoken, but come on, man, this is football. You lot should hear me Sunday League. I got the biggest potty mouth going, and I'm one of them. I get in trouble with the refs. I love a fuck off ref, man. What did you say? Fuck off, ref, man. Say sorry. No. Like, come on, you're not my mom. What do you mean? That's probably why we get 4-game bans and sin bins and things like that. It's not good, man. He's a natural competitor. The first impression of him is that he's a winner. I'd say stands out the most. Says Holding. He's been there, done that. He's won things at club level and international level. You can see the desire and sharpness in training. Bro, he came into the football thing late. We've all seen the images of him like painting the streets or whatever for the World Cup in Brazil. He's playing for every one of them guys that had the same dream as him in Brazil, but I don't know, have started drug dealing, have hit the jailhouse. Not everyone can be footballers and not everyone can go. We know how this thing is set, in it. He's playing for deeper than football, and that's the sort of thing we need. And that's how all of them should have it. Whether you've come from Brazil and the favelas and that, or similar sort of parts, or you've come through our academy. You're playing for everyone who couldn't. You're playing for yourselves. You're playing for everyone who couldn't. You're playing in a position where you're in a 1 in a million. You're playing professional football, but the only way is down. Arsenal, every breathing hour of the working day, we should be looking at improving the squad. So you should always fight. As you always hear me say throughout the season, play for yourself. I want you to play for the fans, for the club, for the manager, for the badge, for all of that. But if you cannot play for yourself, and you're going out there, you're waking up, going in the shower to be a professional footballer. If you cannot play for yourself, you can't play for a next man or woman, really and truly. So yeah, he's not a conventional 9. Hey, can you score them goals, broski? I need them conventional number 9 goals. All the other stuff, do all of that in it if you want. He said, you know what? I've played with Mina before in Palmeiras, and we were so close. And after, I don't know why he started to touch me, to pinch me on my chest, and then talking shit. I don't know why, for what reason he did this. At the end, I'm not a kid anymore. I went straight to him as well after we won the game, and that's all that matters. Big him up. We know he's not a conventional 9. No one cares about Julian Alvarez at City. From an Arsenal perspective, that's great for them. We know Jesus can play in a number of roles where we can play off the left, off the right, up front, and that means we've got a lot of good options. That doesn't rule out another striker coming in, or Martinelli playing up front, or Eddie playing up front, and Jesus starting on the wings, or vice versa, or just you want to see interchanging from all of them. So Lacazette has a lot of similarities with Jesus, but Jesus can do that and more. We're not going to have to overcompensate. We know he's a star. You're definitely a star here. You got the streets, bro. You got the streets. The Kroenkes are spending at Arsenal. Doesn't matter why. I mean, money's been spent. I expect you to do that. The vision they have, the commitment, the level of understanding of the sport in general is fantasizing. I don't know. I could tell you I've never seen ownership at that level so committed, so close and engaged to bring this club where we want. It's like cap, but it's cool, man. It's cool. Everything's working. It's cool. I think before we could have a perception of what they were, says Arteta, I think it's completely changed. I think that's been shown with facts, and that's fair play. Their presence here as well. Something is to be here. Something is to be here. The way they were, I guarantee you, they are fully committed, engaged, and really looking forward to taking this club to the top. I mean, they've given you a new contract, and you seem that you've got a good relationship with them, so of course you're going to say that. But we can criticize them. They've spent money. The last 2 years, I don't think it's been on the Kroenkes why we haven't been in the Champions League. I think if we don't get Champions League football this year, it's not because of them. They've given money, they've given a new contract and given clarity. They've kind of, in a nice way, my biggest problem is that sometimes when novices are left to their own devices, there's a problem. But they're not. One thing I do like about the Kroenkes, you would like to see their presence felt a bit more, but they're not overbearing on the, some owners sign players. They're not doing that. They're kind of giving you your thing to do what you're doing. I like that. So credit where due. Hopefully with them winning Super Bowl and Stanley Cup, they can see what Arsenal could do with this thing, really and truly. I'm hearing them gassing American Arsenal fans about signing Bellingham, and that's a madness, people. Meant abandoning their self-sustaining model, although the pandemic would have forced them to do that anyways. But this expenditure is something that needed to happen. If you look at how other teams have done it and where they were, there is a transition moment where that curve has to change at some point. Look where we are investing the money. We are not spending the money. We have made big investments, but investments for the future with huge talent and a lot of performance. Possibly in the future, we have to do something to have a squad that can sustainably be financed by itself. That's the objective. Shout out my guy, Frimmy, man. Lovely to see him traveling with Arsenal. Movie settings. If Arsenal are to return to a self-sustaining model, they need the additional revenue provided by the Champions League, and specifically the qualification. They must speculate to accumulate. They may need to speculate simply to start breaking even again. That's true, and they have opened up. You know, there's been redundancies. There's been a lot. They have been spending money. We can't get away with that. There's also the question of how exactly the spending is being financed. Arsenal's latest financial results showed the club to have a 201.5 million debt to KSE people. The interest rate on these loans remains private, although the Athletic have been told the terms are favourable to the club, which again, it helps with money laundering purposes for the Kroenkes, you know. The loan is repayable on a 2-year notice, but as yet, no such notice has been received. Arsenal spending this summer is likely to incur more debt should KSE ever call that in. It would leave Arsenal in a precarious financial position. So obviously, if KSE were to sell Arsenal, it would further handicap us even more and make it difficult for a new owner. It's been said KSE's hands-off approach is after several years of constant transition and some questionable appointments, the Kroenkes appear to have landed on a pair they trust, rightly or wrongly, in Arteta and Edu. Arteta in particular seems to have a skill for managing upwards. He's able to exert pressure on the ownership to garner support when needed. By and large, it arrives the Kroenkes are far from perfect owners, but money is clearly being made available. The accusation has long been that the Kroenke ownership won't be what propels Arsenal back to the summit. I don't think it will. You need your manager to do the job, but I hear it. So yeah, that was a pretty long read, people, but I think we've cleared the Athletic ones really. So yeah, that's that. 1 second, we need to go back over to Google Chrome, people, and look at some other stuff as well. Where should we start? Let's start here. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Don't forget we're playing Football Manager at 4:30, folks. Big up you lot for tuning in as usual. Edu opens up on Arsenal plan as he seeks to move Arsenal away from their comfort zone. I think we've seen this already, you know. I don't think we saw this. For me, there are 3 elements which in my role I have to be really prepared to be strong on the message to the players. Oh, no, we have read that. Oh, shit, we have read this. Fair enough, we have read that. Sorry, people, just making sure. You know, listen, I'll make sure we try to cover everything on this channel for you lot, people, in relation to Arsenal. I try not to miss a thing. We've got 600 of you locked in on YouTube. Shout out the Twitch ones, but we haven't got 500 likes. We're at 434. Come on, man. We must be able to pattern that. Shout out the Twitch ones. Lumi, I appreciate you for subscribing with Amazon Prime. Pie Hard, Try Hard. What's her name? I appreciate that as well. Stylish, I appreciated that as well. American Gooner, you gifted a sub to Top Blue, and everyone else who's followed. Don't think the work isn't seen. So yeah, that's just reiterating the same old stuff. Sorry, I need to zoom in a bit. We have been linked with Cody Gakpo, people. Apparently, it's not inconceivable that PSV will still have to say goodbye to Cody Gakpo. Arsenal are interested and have rekindled their interest, but PSV will do everything it can to prevent a departure. PSV only wants to let Gakpo go for a giga amount, and that has not yet come. 40 million euros will not be enough. PSV will do everything they can to keep the attacker on board in the first place because the club wants to become champions of the Netherlands again, but also hopes to reach the group stages of the Champions League. So it could be worth staying in Holland for 1 more year and then going into the World Cup. And they might price him out of a move, really. And we might have to pay more than we think, people. So, yeah, we know Arsenal have had an interest in Cody Gakpo. Whether that develops into something more is another completely different entity. Meeting held in England with England winger over sensational transfer. Arsenal have apparently held a meeting with an England Stars reps over a prospective move to the Emirates Stadium. That could probably be Bowen, but for a number of reasons, Bowen to Arsenal is a tricky one, isn't it, really? They're going to cost us an arm and a leg. For Bowen, similar to Gakpo, you know you're going to play week in, week out at West Ham. I'm not saying you wouldn't at Arsenal, but Saka's playing off that right-hand side. You know you're going to play. You know staying at West Ham and doing what you did last season can get you in the England squad. You know, I would like you, maybe playing for Arsenal could boost it, but there's a lot to think, and obviously there's English tax. So we'll have to see. And we know we signed Zinchenko and whatnot, but Arsenal have held a meeting with an England Stars reps over a prospective move to the Emirates. And it's only a meeting, probably to see what his contract will be like, how realistic it could be to prize him away from his advisors. You know, sometimes you need help from the player and the agents, devising a somewhat plan. According to Team News and Ticks, Arsenal have held a meeting with the reps of West Ham winger Gerard Bowen over a move from East London to North. We have heard this before. Although the source is not particularly renowned as an insider, it could correlate with the Gunners' action in the transfer market. Mikel Arteta is rumoured to have a huge interest in Leeds United star Rafinha, but the club opted not to involve themselves in a bidding war. A left-footed right winger who could offer an option on the left seems to be a priority, and obviously Pepe's days are numbered. Obviously, Bowen can play a number of roles and he would be lit, but they're going to cost a pretty penny, really and truly. The sticking point may well be the fee. Bowen is naturally highly rated by West Ham, and the Irons don't want to sell. He's 25 as well, so there's resale value. He's got 3 years left. They're probably going to give him a new deal. You know, if they say, well, you was ready to bid 55 million on Rafinha, why not bid it for Bowen would be my logic if I was them, really. So they're probably going to zang us. They want more than 50 million. I would say, well, you spent 50 million on Ben White off the back of a couple of friendlies for England and one thingy. You know, and one season in the Prem. Bowen's been a key player for us. You've seen him live. Oh, Arsenal could also attract the likes of Cody Gakpo and St. Maximin. I haven't seen St. Maximin and Mark White. Big up you, but you seem to be love the clickbait. You know, obviously, we're not getting Anthony, but, you know, could this be someone to look at? I think he goes United, but Ajax are playing hardball over 68 million demands for the 22-year-old. That's way too much money for Anthony, but that's something to consider. I don't know why that's there, but it's in the right place. Fulham are working on a new goalie. Talks are ongoing with Arsenal over Leno, but still no full agreement on the fee. That's why there are also discussions with Barcelona for Neto. Fulham in strong position as they feel they're alone in the race for both goalkeepers. So not that much interest in Leno, really. What's next for Arteta? Well, I mean, big up Charles Watts, but it's a bit irrelevant, really. We know we've already saw how close we were for Rafinha, of how far away we were, so we don't need to recorrelate that. I mean, if you're interested in Paqueta stuff, Lyon looking to trim squad people. I think their head of recruitment has spoken. We need to reduce the squad size in terms of departures. Obviously, Edu said that he admires Paqueta, but that's where it stops. We'll analyze offers on a case-by-case basis, but the economics will come into consideration. We'll consider the offers with Olas and Vincent Pastot in order to make the best decisions. I'm here to ensure the best team possible, but there are other things to take into account as well. And obviously, that could mean something for Paqueta, which he said, we are prepared for every eventuality. Yes, there are some question marks leaving. They have understood that they would maybe have less game time than others. They're looking at options like us to be able to play elsewhere. That position centre-back is one to reduce, just like centre-mid. We know this. On Al was moved to Batiste. That hasn't moved much. We're on standby, but it has moved a little anyway. So make of that what you will. This just reiterates Cody Gakpo hype. In relation to Marquinhos, Edu allegedly said he needs to adapt and enter this process. We have to be calm. I told him and his family that we've projected him. We'll take care of Marquinhos. Pablo Mari's been linked with a move to Turkey this time. Apparently, Fenerbahce have met with the clubs and reps of 3 defenders. Fluminense, who want 8 million for Nino. Whoever this is, who wants 70 million euros for Otis. And Arsenal agrees to Marie for free. Pablo agrees to hire Marie for free. His fee is 5 million. So I think that means translates done them a tough one there, but that means 5 million quid, which is a loss. Pablo Marie's situation, Arsenal let him leave both on loan or permanent deal. Fenerbahce more than interested. Jorge Jesus wants him. That's a former coach of him. Other clubs looked at him. Valencia, good relationship with his camp. AC Milan had informal contacts last January. And he's in talks with Fenerbahce over a move, people. So hopefully the 28-year-old can be moved on in some capacity, people. You hope so. Expensive. He spent 14 million in total. He only made 15, he spent 14 million in total. He made 15 appearances at Udinese, probably close to as many he appeared for Arsenal, really. So it's not just the big money Pepe's, it's other things. I mean, we've spoken about Cody Gakpo a number of times in the last couple of hours. Edu admits he's a huge admirer of Paqueta, but refuses to comment. I don't know if some of you saw this yesterday, but I'm a guy who likes him a lot. I've always liked him since my time with Brazil's national team. He's had a great season. He was considered the best overseas player in the French league. But today, there really isn't any kind of talk. There's only admiration for a player because the squad today is in a position he plays, I think, very well served in this regard. So, yeah, man, probably not. Balogun was linked with Thingy and moved to Reims to replace Hugo Ekitike. We spoke about that on the last stream. Go and check out the last stream I done this morning. Arsenal have offered Saka 150 allegedly. Arsenal and Juventus reached double agreement during our Melo transfer talks. We're bored of this, people. You know, allegedly Arsenal and Juventus are making strides. I think Arthur Melo is the last option. If we can't get Telemans, then we might go and get Arthur Melo. And it just seems like it's forced with agents and things. I don't think any of you believe this either. So it's boring, isn't it? 1 minute it's us, then it's Roma. I mean, it seems like we've passed this. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I think we've seen this with Edu. I was not trying to miss out any of the Edu comments. Big up Don Draper. Apparently, Nuno Tavares, well, this is just reiterating it, people. Atalanta continues to work on the transfer market, and it seems like he could be joining them on a dry loan. 1 minute he is also linked with Napoli as well. Once again, Arsenal have a meeting with West Ham winger Gerard Bowen's reps next week. The mystery winger's target is not just a one-man list, and Arsenal exploring options. This won't be the first time Arsenal have met Bowen's camp. Has anything else arrived in the last whatever? Well, so I think there's something here, people. This is why we make sure we're looking at other transfer bits and pieces, people. So yeah, we would have missed that. We can close that. Apparently, and we did hear Leno was putting pressure on Arsenal to lower the transfer fee. Maybe Arsenal are just saying, you know what, some money's better than none, innit? Arsenal lower Leno transfer demands as Fulham talks progress. Arsenal are progressing in negotiation with Fulham over the sale of Leno for a fee of 8 million. I'm not going to lie to you. We need an absolute fat sell-on clause, because if Fulham go down, is Leno going to be playing in the Championship? I don't know, but we need to make sure. And if another club in the Premier League says we'll take Leno after Fulham, I know he's comfortable in 10 million for Leno, but it's now believed the deal worth approximately 8 million could be struck. Leno is open to a move to Fulham, and he's keen to stay in London and continue playing in the Premier League. He's also got aspirations of the World Cup. So yeah, man, hopefully that means people can leave. What's this? Sky Sports News Roundup. Linked with some tired dons, boy. I can't lie, forget all of that. Let's see what this is about. Arsenal and Man United fighting for Milinkovic-Savic. Arsenal found an Arthur agreement. Arthur drops hint. PSV have sent a message to Arsenal over Cody Gakpo. Arsenal have been told that PSV would only consider selling Cody Gakpo this summer should they be offered a huge fee. So unless we get zanged, we just saw that about Leno. Pablo Marie is 1 minute it's a loan now. They're paying a loan fee of 4.2 million. That's decent. I mean, at least he's fetching back some of his transfer fee, which we shouldn't have thinking. Apparently, Osimhen has slammed transfer rumors. Apparently, he had a bus up with the Napoli gaffer. And I mean, Osimhen's not going to sign for the Arsenal, so I don't care. Arsenal have allegedly found an agreement with Leno. Pepe's dropped a hint about his future. He said, I worked hard during the summer, changed a lot of things. I'm focused and determined with Arsenal and my teammates. So it's just reiterating the same old tosh in that regard. Should we see what's been said on this outlet? It just seems a Leno and Marie thing. So yeah, as long as we can make some movements around outgoings, why not, really and truly? Shout out Talking Highbury. What have you lot got? Pardon me. Allegedly now, Marseille and Real Sociedad have both also been interested in Nuno, but Atalanta are now viewed as the favourite to complete a deal for Nuno Tavares. Says that. We just spoke on Leno. Should we see exactly that? Because what has SR Collins said there? I mean, I'm sure I DM'd him to try to get an interview, and he did not say anything, people. Let's see what that's saying there. Arsenal in talks with Atalanta over Nuno Tavares loan as Mikel Arteta seeks to trim the squad. There are discussions with Atalanta over a move for Nuno, who could struggle for minutes this season, which is needed, but there could be a reality where Zinchenko and Tierney are injured, really, and you don't want to see Saka go back over there. Marseille and Real Sociedad have also both been interested, but Atalanta are now viewed as the favourites to complete the deal. The 22-year-old is open to the move, provided it gives him the opportunity to gain experience and play regularly this season. Good on you, really. Big up, Doc. Let's see what you've got. Big up all the Arsenal accounts that try and make sure they house everything in one place. According to Dutch football analysts, PSV should try to keep Gakpo for another year, but it'll be difficult to fend off interest once Champions League qualifiers are over. Arsenal Leeds are actively interested. Fair enough. Let's see what Martin Odegaard's also said there as well. I ain't read them comments. Dharma Sheffer said, I don't think Arsenal are finished in the market. They're ready to spend 40, 50, 60 on Rafinha. Arteta has imitated to Jesus that he is the long-term striker. What that means is that Arsenal still want a right-sided attacker. Fabrizio Romano has said, I think Sane is a player to watch in August, maybe because at the moment, Bayern are keeping him. I think they will not sign a new striker. I mean, they've signed that Matthias Tell brother, but also Gnabry extending the contract. Coleman, these players will stay. I don't know what that is, but let's see what's going on there. I mean, we all know it's too little for Leno, but we're at where we're at, innit? Arsenal have torpedoed the Bellerin transfer by standing firm on their valuation, and Betis are struggling to pay the amount needed. Bellerin is willing to take a wage cut, but little use unless Betis can agree a fee. Betis need to sell first. And again, we're in all early August. In fact, we're not there. There's a lot of games to be played. Still a lot of games. 5 million euros. Big up my guy, Giles, as well. 5 for about 2 million in Jan. Now it's 5. That's about 7. We signed him for 14, excluding his wages. We're kind of decreasing the L. It's still an L, but you get me. The L is kind of being thingy patterned up, and that might be stuff where Pablo Maria is contracted until 2024. We're seeming like that's a next season problem sort of thing. We're parking that off, so we have to see what's going on there. What's his 54.8 star? Now one to watch next month at the Emirates. Let's see what's going on here, people. Arsenal are interested in Sane. Lol. What has he said? I think he's a player to watch in August, maybe because at the moment Bayern are keeping him. I think they will not sign a new striker. Sane, but also Gnabry extending the contract. Coleman, these guys will stay at Bayern. Lots of links for this boy, but at the moment he's waiting to understand if Bayern will sign a centre striker or not, and there are no negotiations for Sane. I hear that. Oh, we have read that. Sorry, bandooed me. So, yeah, I think that's that where the transfer news is concerned, people. That was a serious one. Big up to you lot tuned in. That was there for a hot minute, really. The Athletic articles were doing a madness. I love it. I thought we was going to struggle to have things to talk about today, but clearly not, mate. What are you lot saying? Because we was gone for a hot minute. A hot minute. You fully got me reeled in with that. If we got a decent midfielder, we're looking nice. How many teams do you think have a better squad, or at least a first team better than us if we were to sign Telemans, DG? City, Liverpool. I know Chelsea's one don't look glamorous, but if Chelsea were to put their strongest lineup and our strongest lineup, and we played 38 games just quickly, I think Chelsea would finish higher than us or whatever. I want to be wrong, but I feel that. True talk, my youth. These things need to be said. Amen. Hey, for the money they are paid, running around giving it all for 90 minutes is a minimum. We have a stronger team than last year, but with all around us getting stronger, we will see where we stand. Exactly. You know, all we can do is control the variables that we can control and just try and be the best we can be, really. We don't know what people are doing or not doing. You're right, man. The documentary will be key, and with more understanding, we can formulate our opinions more accurately on the state of the club and the players. Not signing anyone in this, big up Bacon Fang, what a name. Not signing anyone in December/Jan cost us badly in itself, was sackable. I feel Arteta was a lucky man. He had that contract, but it's a new season. I feel it'll be a good season. I don't know if RUIZ is more talented than Pepe. He's just younger. I don't think RUIZ Nelson's more talented than Pepe. I'm currently on the 17th minute. Pepe is rubbish. I don't know what people are seeing when they go on about the talent. RUIZ Nelson is talented. Pepe is just another footballer. That's a crazy opinion. I can't lie. Get Pepe working. We don't need a new winger. Lol. You're not bored. Arthur Mello or Telemans. Mr. Telemans. Need time to take out that. But would you take Cunha? I would, but I don't think he's of the level. Probably shagged himself going to Atletico Madrid, a bit like Felix and a bit like Lamar. Do you think it's better to get Champions League by winning the Europa than finishing 4th next season? Obviously, you'd want to win a trophy, a European trophy, but 4th, 38 games, that would show me more consistency within our team, really. And I don't think Arsenal's a team where we could say we're going to get to the final of the Europa League, because once it starts getting to the knockout, it's brazy. Don't like Gakpo. Don't think any other top 6 club should spend 40 million on another decent winger. I don't see a difference between Gakpo and Pepe. Love for the super chat, Desmond. Pepe said he's made some changes and is determined to Arsenal and his teammates. I mean, he's not going to say anything different, He's not going to say anything different. Propaganda is brazy. I can't lie. I'm a rattler, bro. I'm a rattler. When we play them posh teams, the one that gets them going, God forgive me, and I'm only going to say this once, but I love saying to teammates, to players, sorry, your wife's getting banged by a black guy. Because then if you react a certain way, you know what time it is, isn't it? Like, I'm just a rattler, man. Man said Lacquer runs like my auntie. What's wrong with him? DG took a funny pill today. I don't know about that. I'm never a funny man. You're ahead in that regard. If Chelsea had a director of football, we know Rafinha wasn't coming earlier. Poor planning from us. I'm not getting sucked in. Big up my guy Fury. Either the proof is in the pudding always. I honestly see Chelsea struggling. I hope everyone struggles, bro. I hope everyone struggles. Oh, we're the only team that struggles, man. That doesn't struggle. I definitely not. Big up DG. Out of all the rumored destinations, what club would you say is the best place for Tavares? I mean, it's the weakest rumors, but I think playing under Graham Potter would be fantastic for him. If I'm honest with you. Afternoon, DG. Just subscribe to the best Arsenal content streamer yet. Keep it coming, blood. Appreciate that. So I would say I'd like him to go Premier League, but I think you could learn a lot at Atalanta. DG, you need to get ahead of the curve with Tierney. He's expendable. When you get a 30 left back that could bother, that's the flying Scotsman. That's my left back. I don't care. It's ride or die for Tierney. It's ride or die, man. When he's fit, Arsenal fans don't bread. You don't get onto him now. But when he comes back, don't bread. Don't bread. Please don't bread. We need DG working in Edu's team cut from the same cloth. Hey, man, that's not nice. What do I do? Tierney slander, man, want to get blocked. You know what Tierney's on, innit? Don't make me go and search for some Arteta comments where he's gassing up Tierney. Please. It's Tierney FC, mate. I don't know. It's Tierney's team and we're all living in it. When he's fit, well, my left back, he plays when he wants, man. Play when you want, blood. Big up DG with all the Brazilian influences. Eddie is changing his name to Eduardo D. Silva and Ketia. You're moving bad. Love for the super chat again. Harvey Barnes. He's a good player and that, but I mean, come on, bro. We need us old Toby Carvery and that. We need a bit more flavor. Running around hype. Just get Telemans. I hear that. We need to put a sell-on clause on Leno. Don't matter if it's Fulham who want to pay him. Most teams in Liga are worse than the EPL Championship. A bit harsh. Not bit harsh. Don't deserve that. I don't think that's true, but I hear that. You're right. We are Gunners. So Edu, the papers were saying Fabio Vieira plays similar to Telemann, so I don't believe we're going in for him anymore. I didn't read that. What paper was that? What would you say the odds are that we sign another player this summer, this window? Out of 10, I'd say about 9 or 10 out of 10. I do think we'll sign another player, whether it's a player that's lit, whether it's a player that takes us to the next level, whether it's what we want's another thing. But I do think Arsenal will bring an up. There'll be a next man holding an Arsenal shirt at the stadium and that. 2 more signings for me, right back and another centre mid. I'd say right wing, but I hear that. We did read that. I mean, Telemann's probably more what we need, a more traditional midfielder per se, even though Paqueta could do that, but Paqueta Brazil thing. I hope we sign Ronaldo, defo dream chasing. Come on, well, you can't turn on Tierney. Bro, you can't talk to me when you got Ben Chilwell, bro. You try to say he's better than Tierney, man. Allow it, bro. You can't talk to me about stuff. When your team is still persistent with Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Werner, Ziyech, and the Champions League winners, you lot sort out your meatiness before you lot watch the next man. As I always say, look at your own rice in the pot. When you watch a next man or woman's rice, your shit starts burning if you're not experienced. Leave Tierney alone. Tierney, Gabriel, Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Ramsdale in particular. Gabriel is just Brazil already. My guys, holding to a degree as well. Holding shit, but that's my guy. You can get sold, but you can stay in it. We all like some shit players. They're my guys. Always stand by them, mate. Partey as well. Dying on the Tierney hill. Pause. I could be worse. I could be saying Marie and Tavares and these, man. Tierney's lit. Don't bread when he comes back. What we saying on Neto? Allow me, man. People have short memories. Tierney is an amazing player when fit. Agreed that he needs to go if he's another fragmented season, but he's class when available. I'll accept that. That's cool. We'll take that. And Tierney, I'm not happy with you because the last injury was a bit unnecessary. The Scotland thing. I don't know what's happened in America, but help yourself. Love for the super chat. You and Curtis need to link up again. Best on YouTube. Appreciate that, my guy. Nah, it does, bro. Tierney will get some above. Even the biggest Tierney haters, don't lie, people. Tierney should have had bare assists for the last couple of years. With Jesus, he'll get like 5-6 more assists. Don't lie, man. Ivan Toney, another striker option. Why not? But they're going to ask for a lot, and he's going to have to do up bench, innit? Cheers. Maybe Tierney needs to start putting on trousers and stop walking around in shorts when it's cold and get a designer bag, not a Tesco bag, and things will work out. But he's the working class hero, man. My guy, the flying Scotsman, the best Scottish left back in the league. Robertson allowed me. I'm capping, but I have to gas it up a bit. I have to gas it. I swear Robertson said Tierney's better than him as well. I'm here for this. When people back up my points, I only listen to what these managers say, man. When I hear Klopp gas up Martinelli, that's the only time I care. If I disagree, no, man. Just because they're professional dons doesn't mean I have to listen. I'm shameless, but at least I know I'm shameless, people. Big up you lot, man. Chelsea manager disrespected us by saying we won't challenge for the top 5 players next year. That's good, man. Let them talk. Let's just do what we need to do. Do you rate Waters? He's steady, Eddie. Don't think he'll make the grade, but yeah, man. He needs hella WD-40, bro. Might need to go do some THC or something, man, and relieve their muscle injuries. TKT. Come on, bro. Tierney's lit, bro. Watch when the going gets tough. Big up Zinchenko, but when it's a real fullback thing where you need a 1v1 defender, where you need trench to, don't bread. I'm calling. Just wait. Let me put that in my notes as well, man. What date should I put that in? Let me put that in for May. No, what's a good month? Let's say November. Never forget those in July who wrote off Tierney in brackets. Do not bread. I'm here for this. I'm so here for this. Long memory, man. I don't forgive a lot of things. Definitely not that. Big up you lot for tuning in though each and every time, people. So yeah, man. We need to get Tierney that hard food trust, and he needs to start doing yoga and all of them things. Zinchenko showing off in training though, as you should be. All those who want Telemans haven't seen him play. That's a bit harsh. A bit nonsense comment, don't you think? All right. What's with the Tierney slander? These man forgetting that December, April run when he was available. Bro, short memories, but we do this. We don't talk. The same fans drawing out Tierney said Marie is better than Gabriel. Said Tavares offers stuff Tierney doesn't. Started saying Lacazette new deals and things. Listen, it's cool. But just say nothing. Don't bread. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't bread. Please don't bread. Fuck it, I might get Tierney on the back of the shirt now. Big up my fullbacks because I won as well, but man can't be getting no fullbacks unless it's Danny Alves and that. 9 more likes until we clear 500. Big up you lot. Time's flying, bro. We've been here for 2 hours. Mad. It's true, half these man can't even spell his name. Fair enough, but I can only speak for myself. You can't talk about Meady, bro. You've got Pulisic, bro. You've got Hudson-Odoi, the living, breathing definition of Meady. Chelsea might be Champions League winners recently, but your whole squad is filled with meatiness. And now you've brought Shelley-Ann Fraser there. You thought what? You thought Sterling was chatting to us. You thought Sterling was going to chat to us on Orlando. Myth. Jesus showed you with Jesus anything's possible. You think Shelley-Ann Fraser is going to be doing bits? Allow it, bro. I don't want to hear nothing. What? Conor Gallagher. Our wingers, our players score goals. Your young players are talking about ball pressures and stuff. Why? But yeah, it's dead. You think because he's a throwback centre mid? Him and Chalobah, is that what Cobham's bringing? They saw the Haaland demons and that, and they lost the ball. Allow it, bro. Focus on your meatiness, blood. I don't know why I'm getting so tricked. Tierney's my guy. Let's not chat too much. Yo, Arsenal fans, we are waiting to buy Telemans, so we have more leverage on Leicester, so the price will go down. They need to sell Telemans because you'll go for free in the summer. If you had to choose one priority signing, what position would you prioritize? Centre mid or attacking wide player? I think it's both even, because, if you could have a mediocre midfield, but you've got a wide man that could score goals, like do the Mo Salah thing and all them things, then we could scumbag a couple of 3 points. Then again, I don't think you would see that imaginary right winger, Jesus, Eddie, all these guys get to the next level until that midfield is addressed. Like you look at the first halves of pre-season against Chelsea and Everton, quality. Xhaka showing out, Partey showing out. Xhaka actually got an assist and showed with the build-up play, but Neva can consistently get a ball and slice teams open. That's not their strengths. They can do it, but that's not their strengths. And I think we need one of them ones there. So I actually think it's even, really and truly. I can't lie to you. If you put a gun to my head, I don't know, because the first answer is centre mid, isn't it? Like, I think that's the right answer to go to, but maybe it's transfer hype and the names we've been linked with. But I'd say right wing. I'm going to say centre mid. Great question, man. Great thought-provoking question, bro. Don't bread when he's back, man. Oh, I don't want to hear it, bro. Don't want to hear it, bro. Don't want to hear it, bro. Bro, HD cuts model, bro. I'm sure. Give it a few months. Hudson Odoi is gonna start doing prank YouTube videos outside Westfield like a flipping wallad, bro. Trust me, bare shithousery. Don't bread, man. But less of that. And I am scared about Tomiyasu's become a flight risk as well. Did they do the Italian job on us? Did they bandulu us? It's great when he's fit. The quality is there in it, but it's crazy. Gotta be, man. Tierney and Jacques are the only dark arts merchants left. To be fair, you're right, man. Other people gotta learn it. 500 likes. Appreciate you lot, man. Don't get twisted. I love Tierney, but before we signed Gabriel, he was my favorite player. But Zinni's is level above him when it comes to ball play. In terms of defending, Tierney is better, but not by a lot. Can't lie, you're chatting shit. Yeah, I had to big up you. You had me into the last sentence. I agree with that. Zinchenko was clear of Tierney going forward. Tierney is clear of Zinchenko defensively. When has Zinchenko put in a defensive masterclass? I'm not trying to slander him, but half the time when he's had to defend, he's looked a bit shaky at left back. I'm not belittling it. I'm happy with Zinchenko. I'm happy with him being able to learn how to defend. I'm happy with he's better than all the other options if Tierney's not there. Defending 1v1, reading the game, when to be narrow, when to cover, communication defensively. Tierney's better. Tierney's a defender by trade. Zinchenko isn't. He found a role and he exploited that at City. And maybe if he didn't, he might not be the Zinchenko he is right now. Let's not lie to ourselves. Tierney's clear of the man defensively. You know, let's be honest. And he's going to have an Arsenal tax. You know, we're going to be on the back foot a lot more times than City. You're going to have to defend a lot, you know. If we're going against games where we do this attacking thing, you know, Zinchenko gives you another dimension. If it's a game against City, against Liverpool, and all these things where you got Mo Salah in that, who is more likely to keep them quiet? Tierney or Salah? Tierney or Zinchenko? Let's stop capping. Let's stop lying. Let's stop lying. You had me, and you're right until that last sentence. You know you're lying. You know you're lying. You know you're lying. He's way better than him defensively. You know you're lying. Definitely, bro. None of them like Edu, and he's better. You know you're capping. You know you're capping. You know you don't believe that, bro. Come on, man. Come on, you're better than that, man. You're better than that, man. Hey, bro, what's all these nasty spammers coming from? But they can complain about his injuries. I can't defend. You can't defend the undefendable. Granit has turned it around in the last season. Good to see. Great, man. Hold up the bench. Charles, I don't know where Top Blue is chatting, bro. Top Blue, you can call man Marlon Waynes and that, but they moved to you. They moved to you. Well gone for Tommy Tuchel. Tommy Tuchel thought Arteta was Pep. None of that, bro. He's got his number, mate. Appreciate that. Big up, DG. Love for the super chat. I'll hold my hands up on the Marie small sample size assessment when Gabriel was on his COVID madness, but Saliba is our best centre. Bro, Saliba's gang is calm, bro. Saliba's gang. I just, bro, if you were saying Marie's better than Gabriel and man are capping for Tavares, I just know that I can't listen to you lot. I thought I was deluded. I had to claim that one. It's a cheap point, and I never get to use it. It's been a long time since Arsenal fans have been defended. Arsenal now, I'm seeing a bit of grit. We know it's starting to take shape, starting to get a team we can be proud of. Looking forward to next season. I'd go for a centre mid. Still think we need a better quality in the number 8 role. We can get away with the wide players as we have a lot of cover in those areas, in my opinion. Come on, man. Zinchenko is Cedric with a brain and a touch. Really happy, but happy. That's a bit harsh. Put some respect on Zinchenko. He's better than them, man. Love for the super chat once again, broskis, and all that's been progressed through this. DJ, I know they're trying to build a young core, but if the goal is Champions League in the next few years, Zaha is the best wide option. I wouldn't say the best wide option, but it could be a option. Arsenal should sign Deluded. I would love it, man, but I'll get picked apart. DG, do you think if we ended up with Telemans and Paqueta by the end of the transfer window, the squad would be strong enough to get fourth? I don't know about strong enough, but it'd be strong enough to fight a lot more. Come on, bro. I agree with you, but come on, man. Can't start. Sorry for the emotional thing, but yeah, man. Swear down, Hudson Odoi has become a barber. Bring that, man. Mike, bro, Gabriel's got money, man. He's got Gabriel. He's got money. He's got a gal. He don't need a hairline, man. Look at Laka. No, I'm playing, man. Yeah, but the Zaha thing is dead. I'd like to have someone. I'd kill to have someone like Elise. Trust 35 million. Why not, bro? He's shit, bro. Marie's bad, bro. Come on, bro. We play a high line. Marie's shit from there. He's gonna get collapsed. He's like back in the days when you're running from police officers. You look right, and they're way behind you. You start walking. Come on, man. Marie can't do nothing. He's what? Because he's got nice hair and respectfully pause. You know, he's a good looking guy. He looks the part. You know, I'm sure he would do well on Love Island, and he would rattle some couples. He's got a decent left. In fact, not even decent. He is left footed. That's cat, bro. Come on, bro. He's not good enough to be in part of this squad. He's only good enough to play if we're playing AFC Wimbledon in the League Cups, Mickey Mouse teams in the FA Cup, probably the group stages of the Europa League. Man can't be playing him against Chelsea. We've got away with it a couple of times. He gave Lukaku a career. Come on, man. Marie's horrible, bro. If he can't play for no top 6 team, I don't think he scratches a top 10 Premier League team. Fulham and Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest, respectfully, them things there, he could do all of that. Not really the most progressive on the ball for a ball playing centre half. Liability scares his fullbacks, makes his centre back next to him play shit. It's not all his fault. Meaty, you know, he made one good, decent tackle against Orlando, but then he started bandooling. Allow it, bro. He's 100%. I've got no agenda against Marie. I'm sure he's a good guy. My agenda is just about Arsenal having good players. I'd love to be wrong. I would love to wake up one day and Marie's the best left-sided centre-back at this club. I would love for Marie to prove me wrong because it means we can save a bit of money and have a decent squad player. I don't believe in Marie as a squad player. God forbid if a mad thing happened to Ben White, Saliba and Gabriel, it's a myth. We might have to go to a back three, pray Tierney and Tomiyasu a fit, slap them as 3 of the back 4 and put as 2 members of the back 3 and slap Holding through the middle. Or what's Monreal doing these days? You might have to holler Monreal. Monreal's a better centre back by trade. I reckon Monreal's better in a back 4 as a centre half than Marie. For all his Marie's defo 6 foot plus. He's shit in the air, blood. He don't physically impose himself. Come on, man. I got no agenda against Marie. I'm just going on what I see. He's meaty. I don't think Cedric's bad, but for what we need, he's meaty. Tavares is a cool guy. He's incredibly meaty. And these guys are going, and they all did well in their, not Marie, but the other 2, they all did well in their own way last season. But when you need these guys, they're not going to be levels. They're not. Wallahi, they're not. I'm going to be scandalous, but I think we've got internal solutions to centre mid and right wing by God's grace. I don't know what Arsenal you looked at, but I hear that, bro. What do you make of losing Hutchison? It is what it is. He's gone. It is what it is. Just focus on who else is there now, innit? Nah, Marie's better than Scalacci and couple joke men like that. I don't even know if he's better than Senderos. I don't think he's better than Senderos. I've seen Senderos go AC Milan in Champions League and do some dirt. I've seen Senderos rock up at the Bernabeu for Arsenal, against Madrid and do dirt. Now, obviously, I had Henry and the young Cess and them times there. Marie's never did it. He's never done no drillings. Who is he kidding? Meaty, bro. Meaty. Bare fetish, bro. I don't know. Appreciate the Jamaicans. DG, too much sentimentality. I can't even say that, but too much sentimentality. Well, we got there still around among some supporters. Time to sell Bellerin, Torreira, Marie, Ainsley, and Pepe. Let's progress the squad to the next level and generate some cash for new signings. Graham, I hear that, you know. And when you look at a footballing reason, I would say, really, in my heart, there's only 2 of them players out of the 5 you said there that I think could stay for purely footballing reasons. If all the other baggage, that is Torreira and probably Pepe. Ainsley, you can make a case to be part of the squad, but you're forcing it. Bellerin, you're forcing it. One thing people run to and say he's better than Cedric. 1, I don't convincingly know if he's better than Cedric. And 2, is that a good precedent? Is that genuinely a good precedent, people? He's better than Cedric. Sure, bro, Marie sample size. What? Because he played against West Brom and that? Come on, bro. One love, Marie. It's nothing personal. It's just business, player. It's just business, my guy. I just think you're meaty, bro. Like, you advocate what we're doing wrong in the market, trying to cheaply go around. You've got cheap players like Marie. You've got cheap players like Tomiyasu. I know Tomiyasu is injured, and that might be why he was so cheap. But when you do your due diligence, you get a deal. Tomiyasu was a deal. When you try and cut around the cost and convince yourself, oh, he was at City, he's been in Brazil, he's Spanish, he's left-footed, this and that, and you buy cheaply like Cedric, like Willian, like Marie, it then becomes expensive because you struggle to get rid of Marie now, where you're dedicating a lot of physical time, where we could do that towards selling players that are a bit more attractive or bringing in players. You have to dedicate that. They're on big contracts. You give yourself no wiggle room. Where Willian's there, you have to tear up the contract. You look like a bozo. It's meaty, man. Allow me, man. I got no agenda against Marie, you know. I just, bro, once you put on an Arsenal shirt, that's cool. If you want to stay and go all up Seven Sisters Road and go into primary schools, go St. Thomas More, go Glazemore, go Winchmore, go all these clubs and go to Barnet College and Southgate College and all them BTEC schemes and talk to the you know, do Arsenal in the community and talk to schools. Marie can stay and do that, you know. But in this football thing, trying to get top 4, fair enough. Fair enough, man. I hear that, man. Marie's just shit, man. I mean, I would like another left-sided defender because Arteta's made me a bit fixated on it. But yeah, man. Bro, were you in Woolwich Arsenal at the train station last night? I know it's random, but I swear it was you. Must have been Bursray coming back to England to get a couple stuff. It weren't me, man. I mean, Andy, it does suggest he's staying, but you got to accept that at face value, innit? He's never going to say, I'm busting out unless he had something concrete. Ainsley is worse than Cedric. Cedric, Bellerin, Ainsley. It's all meaty, bro. It's a conversation that we shouldn't be having, bro. We shouldn't be having it, really. Like, you just don't even care, bro. Like, these men are dead, bro. Like, respectfully. Big bro, Marie should be big up Frimmy. Frimmy's doing great work at Arsenal. That's what he should be doing. Bear of them behind the scenes things. Pepe definitely means no winger incoming. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's be a bit Smiley being a bit harsh to Bellerin. He's a cool guy, he's just not a really good footballer in terms of what we want to do, really and truly. But yeah, man, we've been here for over 2 hours, man. That Marie stuff has made me hungry. I'm going to eat my lunch, people. I'll be live at 4:30 to play Football Manager. First things first, the talking points, the differences of opinions. Even you, Marie Dons, have been amazing. Hitting the like button, supporting this week in, week out. We're aggressively moving that much closer to 50,000 subs on YouTube. Make sure you're following on Twitch. Is pinned to the like button. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, one love, people. You know, obviously 11:30 tomorrow, and them things is what we typically do. I will be cutting up clips of this live stream and re-uploading and things like that. Any other news, you know, I'll be on the ball. So yeah, man, appreciate you lot for being tuned in. Hopefully you've all had a good Monday. You know, hopefully you lot attack your goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. I'm gonna love and leave you lot, man, and get a food, people. So yeah, safe.
So it's always just that active and defending. I think it's like